Gun Goose. It should be. I didn't check my audio levels. Oh, they're... Okay, they're fine. Methinks. Alright. Hope... You did? Okay, how does the audio sound on it? Oh, it sounds pretty good. Alright. Let me check and make sure everything's good on the YouTube front of things. Alright. Alright, everything is good to go. Hey, everybody! Nido Infinite. Is Halo Infinite good now? It's pretty fun. Let me fix that webcam a little bit for you. That way you can all see. It is quite a bit of fun. I can see the work that 343 has been doing has paid off in the last half a year. And it's a pleasant surprise to come back to the game and see that it has changed. It hasn't changed a lot. There are, still problems. But it's changed enough to where it's like a good time. Why does the camera look like there's some slow descending shadows behind you? Here. Let me see if I can maybe improve the lighting condition. Okay, not by much. I still look like I'm looking outside of a jail cell. But audio is good. That's good to hear. Told you so. Yeah, people have been saying come back to the game. It's pretty good. And the wife was the one who suggested it, and she dragged me kicking and screaming and crying and spitting up all over myself. Buckled me into my chair. Made me play, and you know what? I am having fun. She and I are having a pretty good time. And she, a while ago, I bought her the Season 2 Battle Pass. So she's currently grinding through that. She's at level 29 now. And yeah, hopefully next month when Season 5 releases, that'll be a good time. I do not own the Season 4 Battle Pass. I have not bought it. And I'm saving up free currency, and I think I am going to get it once I get, this final free currency here, and then I'll probably speed run that, and, we'll see how it goes, but let me activate that double XP. All right, babe, what are we playing? Squad?
Yeah, we're going to do squad battle.
All right, let's do squad battle. I was asking this question to myself yesterday. Is the sniper rifle overpowered in any Halo game? I don't think so. It's been easier to use in certain Halo games over others, but I don't think there's ever been a Halo game where the sniper rifle has just ruined matchmaking.
Hold on. Squad battle?
Yep, squad battle. All right. What do you think of the trailer for the new marathon? When do you think the trailer for the new marathon will come soon?
But do multiplayer. Oh.
Multiplayer?
Yeah, wait, show them us.
Oh yeah, there's us. There's the two of us. Rebecca Spartan is looking pretty nifty. She's starting to get out of that gray cadet era, and now she has a little bit more identity to her Spartan. Can we see a classic 1v1 sniper battle with you and your wife?
What's that?
Us both doing one-on-one, we verse each other with only snipers.
Okay, we can do that.
That's a classic thing Halo fans would do. You get into an argument in matchmaking with someone, and then you guys are like, oh yeah, 1v1 me, snipers only. What have they said about Season 5 so far? Not much, but I understand the data miners have discovered that, I think Extraction is coming. If you played Halo 4 Extraction, that's the mode where you have to, like, run to a spot and deploy a device that then begins to do something, build up. And you score the point when the device is done. And it's kind of, like, up to... You can, like, disrupt the excavating or scanning or whatever that device does, you know, and then play your own. I could be misremembering, but... Do you honestly think this game feels like Halo? It feels enough like Halo to where skills can transfer over to other Halo games, so that's good enough for me, I guess. Like, this game, it's been a pretty good... It's taught Rebecca a lot about the mechanics of Halo. And knowing that if she went into, like, Halo 3, she'd know what the battle rifle is and how to use the battle rifle. And that if she gets shot, she'll be knocked out of her zoom. Like, that stuff is important. Isn't that Dominion? That is Dominion. Am I confusing? Wait, no. No, Dominion was the big team battle mode, right? Modern Warfare 2 sucks now, so I feel like Halo Infinite is taking the chance to bring players back. Well, see, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 2 didn't suck now. It's always sucked. I don't think that game's very good. Yeah, but on the topic of the Marathon game, I'm not sure when we'll see the next update on Marathon. I assume probably after, like, Bungie's done with the final shape and all of that.
Capture the flag.
All right.
Okay, let's get this flag.
Original Modern Warfare 2, however. Oh, the original Modern Warfare 2 is a bona fide classic. The original Modern Warfare 2, I would not change a single thing about that game. All right. Battle rifle here. All right, babe.
Find that.
Oh, crap. Somebody already got in the Warthog. Alrighty. I guess we'll just go see if we can take that flag. Oh, get that guy. We could use that sniper rifle.
Oh, crap.
Alright. Alright, Dr. Cheesecake has the flag.
I already got killed.
Oh, he loaded it up onto his Warthog. I didn't know you could do that with the Razorback, it's called. You can put the flag on the back of it and just basically run yourself. That's cool. Okay. There's somebody over there? No? Alright.
Flag return. Enemy flag return.
Let's see. What loadouts for Invasion in Halo Infinite? Loadouts for the Invasion game mode. Oh, there's no extra seats in this thing, babe.
I know.
You're just being sweet.
It's just jumping.
Yeah. Trying to think of what would be good loadouts for Invasion. Probably I'd have... Well, Halo Reach's Invasion, you'd, like, get your loadouts in tiers, right? And the tiers would be basically based on what the map was. So I guess it would be hard to say, like, what map are we talking about? Like, if Spire was ported? I guess probably, like, the Commando would be a decent, like, ranged start for most teams, methinks. Like, the attackers, I'd probably give sidekicks, and the defenders, I'd give the Commando. The bus? Oh, the bus! Okay. Alright, babe, let's get them.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah! Have some of these.
Oh, yeah.
And some of that.
Yeah.
Rebecca and I are pretty good in the bus. Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god, oh my gosh. We gotta get out of here, babe. We gotta get out of here. Okay. In my opinion, I feel like Call of Duty Mobile is the best Call of Duty since it takes features and guns from all the Call of Duties. Yeah, Call of Duty Mobile's really good. Like, extremely good. And I wish that it was available on other devices, not just mobile. Yeah, Call of Duty Mobile, pretty good, pretty good. Personally, I love the Recruit helmet. The Recruit helmet from Halo 4 and 5, right? That helmet's, like, great. That's like a 343 era helmet that doesn't need any modifications to it. Like, just plop it in Halo 3 or something and it looks great. Here. If he wants that, he can take it. I'm taking me a sniper.
I'm escorting the guy.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a double kill.
What the hell is going on over there?
Smacked.
You smacked?
Well, come on. I almost got another double.
Damn it. Well, at least I killed him before he popped it, so that was probably annoying. The battle bus. That's basically what it is, the Warthog. Have you been doing, dude? Hope you've been enjoying the game. It has come a long way. Still's got a ways to go, but we're getting there. It's, I'm enjoying the game quite a bit, and a lot of that is just due to having somebody fun to play the game with. Yeah, teaching Rebecca, like, the mechanics of the game, learning different aspects of the game, it's made me appreciate things, I guess, that I didn't when I played by myself. It's given me, like, a new perspective, I guess, allowed me to get out of my head a little bit. And you know what? There is a lot to enjoy about Halo Infinite. Definitely still got a long ways to go, but where the game is right now, like, Rebecca couldn't have started playing the game at a better time. Do you like the Protector helmet? I'm trying to remember. What is the Protector helmet? I was thinking Stalker Rifle and Needler versus BR and Assault Rifle. Stalker Rifle. Well, the problem with that, I think, is that both teams, in my opinion, should have, they should have, like, keystone weapons. Like, something where it's kind of good in all ranges. And the Stalker Rifle, I think that it's not that good at close range. It's better at long range. And the Needler, obviously, much better at long range, not good at, you know, medium range or definitely long range. So having something like a Commando and a Sidekick, it's perfect middle ground to where I don't think either side would get necessarily, like, stomped and unable to get themselves out of a spawn trap. It gives them enough of a fighting chance, you know? And the reason I'd give the Commando to the Defenders is mostly just because that Commando, you have to, like, control your fire so much, so you can't really spam it. And the Commando, as fine as it is at close range, it's not good enough to where, you know, they'd be able to easily mop the floor with anybody, you know, if they had sidekicks, let's say. That's why I'd give the attacking team the sidekicks. Good to see you back, even though I haven't returned yet myself. The game's performance is rather weird on me on PC. Yeah, the game on PC, it's still... There's still definitely, like, some oddities. Some of them are definitely due to my PC, though, which is in need of an upgrade. But, you know, 343 could do a little bit of a better job of optimizing this game.
Yes.
What happened?
I was in a mongoose and
You
someone was trying to get me.
Yeah.
I couldn't run him over because he was getting out of the way,
Mm.
and he had an overshield, but I was able to punch him to death.
You were able to beat him down?
Yeah.
Hmm. It's a helmet from Halo 4 and 5. I don't know how to describe it. The Protector. Let's see. Protector helmet. Let me get a look at it. Just the helmet, right? Not my cup of tea, but it's not, like, I guess, offensive. Reach's Forge might overuse Forerunner architecture, but it still looks great. Halo 5 and Infinite's Forge doesn't even look like a AAA game. I'd say the Forge maps and the way that they look in Halo 5 and Infinite are rather flat, and that's unfortunately because of performance targets that 343 is supposed to hit. They can look better. They can look a lot better than they do. The reason that they look kind of like, flat Roblox maps, almost like BattleBit, is it's like a deliberate choice so that, like, Xbox One basically can run those maps without a problem. Which is unfortunate, because there's a lot of really good-looking Halo Infinite maps that look, in some cases, better than the developer-made maps. But, in order to ensure that all goes smoothly, they, like, strip out layers and layers of detail. I definitely think this is the worst looking of the maps. They could do a lot better with this one, methinks.
This map?
Yeah. It's got that Roblox look, that BattleBit look. Like, you can tell that it wasn't made by the AAA developers. That someone went into Forge. Like, I think it's like some moss hanging off some of these structures,
I like how you can go in the middle of it with a big bus.
Yeah. Yeah, the bus. Gosh, this map doesn't look very good, but this is probably my favorite map right now in the squad battle circulation. You want to get in the bus, babe?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Crap. Okay. There you go. All right. I guess let's try to capture that point. Oh, there's a cinder shot up there.
Good point, Dave.
Okay. Oh, frack. No. Okay. That's it. We're toast. Oh, I'm out of here. Damn it. Okay. Making the map a bit darker would help cover the blemishes. Well, then you just have a black map, basically. I don't think that the problem is necessarily, like, the shadows or anything. I just think it's, like, hiding the terrain a little bit better or blending the rocks with the terrain a little bit better. Because, like, that stuff up there looks pretty decent. But it's, like, down here where you can clearly see that this is, like, a forged item that was just shoved into, like, some terrain. I think if you put some, like, grass scattered around the seams, it would disguise the fact that it's, like, two items that were just shoved into each other. And then for the Forerunner structures, I'd decorate them up a little bit more with, like, moss and things like that.
Oh, yay.
What's going on?
How many gifts?
Oh my gosh, hang on.
And we have a donation.
We just got, like, a ton of, oh my gosh. I need to find, like, a cooldown moment so that I can read some of this stuff. There's a lot of things happening right now. Give me a second. Okay. Holy crap, Deep Fried Vex just gifted 10 late night gaming memberships. Razatair, B-Man, Frozen Fire, Connor R, EJ Turtle, Plazing, Jeremy Roberts, Uber, Interesting YouTube Observer, Will the Lemon. all of you guys got memberships from Deep Fried Vex. Thank you, Deep Fried Vex. That's very kind of you, man. Deep Fried Vex is always coming in with the clutches. That's really kind of you, dude. Cheers. It's good to be back. Matchmaking system sucks the fun out of the game. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. I saw that apparently Mint Blitz made a video recently discussing like the skill-based matchmaking, or engagement-based matchmaking, I guess I should call it. And it's kind of like sparked discussions within the Halo community. I've been playing with Rebecca as the host, so basically my skill-based matchmaking is invalidated, I guess. I'm playing with like her players, basically. So I haven't been noticing it, but I'm terrified to think of what will happen if I matchmake alone and the kind of sweats that I'll be paired up against. What is the general, I guess, consensus with Mint Blitz's video? Because I assume he doesn't like it because he lives outside of the US, so there's fewer Halo players and it's a lot harder for him to find matches. Playing with Rebecca, though, has made me appreciate aspects of skill-based matchmaking because it essentially allows Rebecca to learn the ropes of the game without being thrust into, like, the sweatiest game of Halo on planet Earth. You know, it allows her to kind of, like, take her time to build up her skills so that she can then start playing against people who are a little bit more seasoned.
I got the ghost. Yeah.
Uh,
I hijacked.
the better you are, the harder you have to carry a team. There's definitely that. I don't think Halo Infinite's team balancing is particularly great. But I'm almost not sure if that's an issue of skill-based matchmaking, and that's more of just like an issue of team balancing. Because it really is with Halo Infinite, it's like you stomp and then you get stomped. And that's the way the matchmaking algorithm works. What does he have? He has a rocket. That's what I thought. All right.
I hijacked the ghost.
You did?
Yeah.
Was that your first hijack?
Yeah, and then I killed the guy by running him over.
Oh, yeah. Rebecca just got her first hijack in Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Had to make sure I wasn't forgotten, LOL. I've been a silent observer as of late for quite some time as I got my life together, says Deep Fried Vex. How you doing now, man? You feeling better? I remember you were going through some tough times last time we spoke. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, at least I got him. Man. Alright. I love you, cuteness.
I love you.
I know that Halo has never been known for a server browser, but I think it's time for more games to begin adopting them. Hard agree. I think do you guys remember El Dorito when that released? El Dorito was a mod for Halo Online, and it was shut down by Microsoft, and it kind of like led to the MCC being ported to PC. But I think easily the best thing about Halo Online's El Dorito mod was the server browser. Because it is like, the reality of PC gaming communities is that as time goes on, and the casual player base leaves the game, all that's left are the sweaty tryhards. And having a server browser for them to not be kind of like locked into a specific style of play, like it allows the communities to come together and play more chilled games of Halo over time, rather than be kind of like thrown against a competitive brick wall over and over again, alienating them as well, and just completely killing the player base in the long term. Like, I think it's no surprise that, like, you know, a comparison to Call of Duty, the Call of Duty games with server browsers like Call of Duty 4, World at War, Black Ops 1, they had a much better time at sustaining their populations long term than the PC Call of Duties that didn't have the server browsers and just relied on matchmaking, period. Crap. Okay. Now she must hijack a wasp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone hijacked me.
They did?
My banshee.
Mm.
So
Oh,
the person with the banshee, you kill them.
okay. Yeah, if you find a grappling hook, babe, you can hijack vehicles by grapple hooking onto them. Also, LNG, I'd like your opinion on clans. I definitely had my mind changed when I joined one, but I joined a good one that's very active, to be honest. Clans are nothing but good for a game, in my opinion. Like, I did a video, God, years ago. Had to be maybe 2017 when I did the video, talking to a clan player. He was like super big in the clan community on Halo Reach, and we kind of talked about how Halo 5 made it very hard for clans to stick together, like 343 just in general, like because I guess the way that it worked was when they switched to dedicated servers for even custom games in Halo 5, there was a time limit. You could set the time limit to unlimited, but after, I think it was like 2 hours, the game would automatically close the server and kick everyone out. It was something like that, the time limit. Where on Halo Reach, since it was like peer-to-host networking, as long as that host was connected to the games could last indefinitely. So what clans would do in Halo Reach is they'd engage in these things called clan raids, where it would be kind of like 2 UNSC clans. They'd make their bases in Forge mode, and if they had beef, they'd invite one clan, and they'd participate in a clan raid. And it would just go on as long as possible until one of the clans surrendered, basically. And sometimes it could last days. So, like, that's the kind of, like, community story stuff that's, like, really fascinating, and it's born from the clan community. So, yeah, clans are awesome, dude. Yo, what's up, Late Night Gaming? If a warthog is a bus, then is a scorpion a train?
Yes.
Yes. But Rebecca also calls the Wraith the bus as well.
Even the banshee and the wasp.
Even the banshee and
everything is
anything locomotive, she calls the bus. All right. If scale-based matchmaking could work for inexperienced players and become more relaxed as you gain experience, that would be ideal. Well, I think what would be really awesome is focusing on team balancing. That way, you know, it finds players that are kind of like of equal skill level, but, you know, maybe not like so strict, and then it makes sure that at least one team, like, that each team has like a pretty fair balancing of players. That way you don't feel like you're completely carrying your team, you know? Because it is true sometimes, like, you get thrown into matches where you are outperforming your team by a considerable margin. And it almost feels like it's you against the enemies, and your team doesn't exist. I also just think some of it could also be just down to, like, how crazy good players have gotten at, like, all the crazy enhanced mobility tricks and stuff, like, but that's a whole discussion for another day, you know.
donation.
Donation. Oh, I actually have a car and a well-paying job now, which is a big step up from living in my grandmother's basement. LOL. I still live there, but I'm actually making money to move out soon. Deep Fried Vex. That is a pretty solid decision right there. Save up that money. Create that nest egg for yourself. Everything will be good, okay? And I'm actually, our car got totaled. Unfortunately.
Okay, we have another bus.
Yeah, we got another bus. Don't worry. .343 really needs to open up more testing to the community on a monthly basis. This will get more people invested and interested in the game. What I think Halo Infinite really needs, honestly, is kind of like a, it needs some kind of, something that'll draw eyes back to the game. I'm not quite sure what you could do, like a relaunch of the game. I don't know if 343 wants to do that, because they're moving on to the next Halo title. You know? Like, basically, from here on out, it's kind of like as few amount of resources as possible to sustain Halo Infinite and get it into a place where its currently existing player base is happy. So I doubt that we'll see them actually, like, put a ton of money back into Halo Infinite, but something to get attention back on the game. That way players could try out the game and see that quite a bit has changed about it. I'm not sure what they could do, though, that would be kind of like low cost, but get a lot of eyes on the game.
1 minute remaining.
Here, let me get this point.
Captured a zone. The enemy is capturing a zone.
All right. Good. What are your thoughts on the Halo CE pistol being added to Infinite as a power weapon? Dude, that would be great. I'd love that. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'd love that. Worst case scenario is they just add it as a cosmetic for the sidekick. Hey, Mr. Nowhere's here! Long time no see. How's Mr. Late Night Gaming doing today? Mr. Nowhere, I'm doing pretty good. It's good to see you again, man. Currently, a toss-up on whether I'm going to do an evolution video on the Jackals, or possibly wait for Firefight. That way I can get good theater mode footage, because I'm pretty tired of modding the Halo Infinite campaign to get my footage of a AI close-up, or possibly focusing on a weapon, maybe renewing or revamping the evolution of the plasma pistol, and include Halo Infinite's version now, or possibly the Needler, possibly Sniper Rifle, any of those. And then also, I've got the script for the evolution of Call of Duty's M4A1 finished, and that's something that I'd like to do. And it probably won't be too hard, considering that there kind of really isn't going to be a Call of Duty game this year. Why did Halo 5 Guardians weapons feel more enjoyable than Infinite's? Is it the heavy bullet magnetism in Halo 5 Guardians? Some of that is the case.
Hey, do you want to do do you want to do team double?
Oh, yeah. Let's do team doubles. Oh, you got to cancel the search.
That's for team doubles.
No, it's searching squad battle still.
It is.
Oh, no. You want to do one more match?
Okay. Really? You can't cancel it while it's loading?
Yeah, not while it's loading, unfortunately. Halo 5 Guardians, why did the weapons feel more enjoyable? I guess enjoyable is a little bit subjective, but I think the reason that some people enjoy Halo 5's weapons more is that they are easier to use at a base level. They're more forgiving to use all across the board. They have more range, more lethality to them, and their functions and utilities are basically whittled down to just, like, I guess think of it kind of like less of like Halo and more like Call of Duty. How Call of Duty has sniper rifles, SMGs, shotguns, assault rifles. And based on those names, you know exactly how they're going to function, and there isn't a lot of extra thought put in. That's kind of what Halo 5 is like. You know, it's got marksman rifles, it's got SMGs, it's got shotguns and stuff, and beyond that they don't have a lot of mechanical simplicity or a lot of mechanical complexity, so you can just shut off your brain in Halo 5 and just, you know, gun go burr, basically. That's the way that I'd put it. All right.
In the bus.
Oh crap, where's your bus?
I'm right there.
Oh, let me get in the bus.
Come on.
Okay, let's get out of here, babe.
Nice. Now
Ready?
go back.
Oh yeah, we're good at this bus.
Shoot the guy. No.
Come here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
No.
he has the same bus. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right there.
Right here.
Uh,
Oh, it's gonna blow up, methinks.
it's still fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to bail
There's
sooner.
3 buses in the stop.
There are 3 buses in this here bus stop. Oh my gosh.
We're getting shot down. Oh no.
Okay, now we gotta bail.
Ah.
Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Other than that, the only game I've been playing in my free time is Destiny 2, of all things, even without a raid group to play with. That's not a bad game to be playing in your free time. I know the Destiny community is kind of like, you know, at their wits' end with the game, but I feel like when you get outside of the Destiny community, Destiny seems to be in a fine place as a game. If just a bit directionless right now. Andrew says, it's been a while, but I can't say that I didn't expect your return. I myself have gotten some permanent part-time hours with a livable wage. Dude, Andrew, that's awesome to hear. And yeah, it definitely, I feel like everybody, when they saw that video that I made, everyone was like, all right, set the clock. He's going to be back in 6 months.
Oh, I got the bus here, but there's no.
You got the bus here?
A zone. Please collect your power items and allies claiming a zone. Please obey highway regulations.
I guess I'll get right here.
Your enemy is nearing total control.
They're making another Halo title and not just expanding on and fixing Infinite, basically. The reasoning is sort of like, you know, you've got like your the nerds with the calculators. You know, they're crunching the numbers, figuring out what the population is like, how likely it is that people would actually come back to Halo Infinite if they fixed certain things, if they expanded certain things, looking at market trends, seeing how the competition is doing, and basically they deemed it like this game will not recover its player base. What we need to instead do is tone down, you know, the money being spent on fixing the game, see if you can fix the bare essentials to make the current player base happy, and focus your resources on just making a new game that'll hopefully court a new audience. And basically, all right, guys, let's try again. Which probably isn't like the worst idea in the world, I guess, but that doesn't mean that Halo Infinite is dead. That just means, well, you know, the seasonal story gets canceled. Campaign DLC, that's not going to happen. What we're mostly just going to see is like kind of like hyper focusing on what the community specifically wants that's like realistic to fix. Are we going to get color customization? I doubt it. Are we going to get maybe like Firefight introduced? Yeah, that's more likely in my opinion. You know, Forge improvements and stuff. It's been a minute. How have you been, LNG? Been doing great. It's nice seeing all of you guys here. The bean counter is gonna count the beans, basically. That's basically it. Yeah, the bean counters. They're sitting in their little room with all of their beans, and they are counting each one at a time.
Oh, apparently Titanfall 2 got fixed.
Yeah, so the reason, babe, that I haven't been playing Titanfall 2 is because it was apparently dangerous to play,
Yeah.
and it's apparently been fixed.
Yeah, everyone's saying so, and I heard of that too.
And you've got Titanfall
yeah,
2.
that's why they put it on sale or something.
About time I re-downloaded that there game.
We gotta try that there.
And that game has a horde mode.
I got that game on a hot $2.
Yeah.
Look, do you see this bus?
Yeah. You know, babe, you would like Titanfall 2.
Yeah, do they got bus?
Yes. You have your own personal bus. You have your Titan. In Titanfall 2, you can call in a personal Titan and you can customize the voice of it, the personality of it, and it'll be like...
Personality.
Yeah, and you can either get inside of it and control it directly, or just make it follow you around.
Your enemy is
Oh
nearing
yeah.
total control.
The enemy has
You're not ready for that bus.
Where are you getting all this from? Did 343 say? Well, people who used to work at 343.
an allies claiming a zone.
That's part of what the cleaning of the house was when they fired the campaign team and everything and basically shut down production on the seasonal story stuff. It's just them, you know, the bean counters doing their job and deeming it not worth continuing to massively support Halo Infinite for 10 years.
Team member is
I got your energy sword.
You did? Okay, good. At least the enemy team doesn't have it now.
Oops, now they do.
Oh, but now we're in squad battle where the maps are gigantic, so that sword's like useless.
seized a zone. An ally has captured a zone. Please collect your power items.
Not on my watch. I'm getting that there
Damn.
sword.
Your team is close to total control.
The enemy is capturing.
You can't customize the voice, unfortunately, personality. Oh, I'm thinking of Titanfall 1, where they let you. Well, Titanfall 2 at least does have, like, all the different Titans you can unlock have different personalities. They're like, welcome back, pilot. Side note, I think the best FPS I've played until now will forever be Battlefield 1 just by the atmosphere alone. Battlefield 1 is a good answer. Really like that game. Oh, babe, I'm coming.
Okay.
Allies claiming.
No.
Ah, no.
E.
Your team is close.
Anyone heard news about Halo Infinite DLC? No? Oh. Yeah, no, Chris Lee's idea for Halo Infinite campaign DLC, that's not happening anymore. When Joe Staten came in, he basically told everyone, like, whatever Chris Lee said about campaign DLC, forget it, we're not doing that.
Power items have shipped.
I mean, that was definitely the idea, campaign DLC, but hopefully whatever the next campaign is, it will be something, I guess, that's more... So this is kind of weird. Maybe, like, you guys, we can talk a little bit about this. Rebecca and I have been talking about the way, like, Call of Duty, even though people don't like, the old school Call of Duty fans don't like the Warzone era, Call of Duty has been successful in reinventing itself, basically, like transforming itself into a different kind of game. Like, engagement is at an all-time high. Whereas during, like, Call of Duty World War II and stuff like that, that's when Call of Duty was on the decline, because, you know, everyone was jumping over to, like, Fortnite and stuff like that. Halo almost needs to like do something similar. Not that I would not love if they do an old school type Halo game, or like basically continue with the 4v4 Slayer type stuff alongside a campaign and your custom games and everything, but like if they do want to massively reinvent Halo, I do wonder if they need to start like thinking about turning Halo into this kind of like shared ecosystem for the player base. You know, telling its story through live events in the open world and stuff like that. Help me! What's going on, babe?
I was capturing point A alone. And then I got killed.
You were capturing point A by yourself?
Yeah, but then I got killed.
Well, guess what? Now everybody's here.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, 10 more memberships. Gavexify Williams, Dennis Lenzi, AZN Gaming, Michael, Smiles, Cuppa Joey, Kawaii 50, Let There Be Carnage, Trash Star, Statib Bardfast. All of these people just got memberships from Deep Fried Nendroid. No, Deep Fried Vex. That's right, you're Deep Fried Vex now.
But it's funny how you remember old names.
Yeah. I forget faces and real names, but I never forget a silly online name. Minority opinion, but I don't like dual wielding in Halo. It makes a lot of the guns feel samey or too weak. It's definitely... I don't think your opinion is a minority. I do think there's a lot of credence to that. Even Bungie, part of the reason they brought back the assault rifle after introducing the SMG was because they needed a close range, fully automatic weapon for Social Slayer that didn't have a dual wield mechanic. Because in Halo 2, the SMG, unfortunately, it just encouraged people to dual wield, and so a majority of people were not meleeing or using their grenades. You know, otherwise they'd drop their dual wield. So Bungie at least thought that it kind of disrupted how Social auto starts played. And it encouraged them to bring back the assault rifle and basically make it an exact clone of the SMG in terms of like range and kind of like time to kill. That guy thought he was going to get some kills with this here MG. He wasn't. Let me see what Andrew... Worrying premise. I quite enjoy how Halo Infinite plays. I avoid any PvP on principle, and I worry of the errant gameplay changes 343 may make from feedback. Yeah, I'm expecting the next Halo game to not play a lot like Infinite. I'm expecting it to feel quite different from a traditional Halo game, because I do think they are going to ultimately try to massively shake up the way a Halo game is at its core so that it can kind of fit into this live service-y kind of like shared world ecosystem thing. I now have enough money to buy the Infection Battle Pass, so I will do that. We'll upgrade to Premium, and then I guess I'll grind that too. Alright guys, we got the Infection Battle Pass. Now let's finish up this Season 3 one. Alright baby. We doing team doubles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. COD adapted, and Halo has struggled with its identity since 343 took over. Halo hasn't had a ground-breaking mode that everyone else adapted to. Yeah, that's you know, during that weird period where PUBG and Fortnite kind of came out of nowhere and disrupted all of these AAA development studios, Call of Duty identified the problem and adapted extremely fast. And, Blackout was basically the first iteration of that. And that happened a year after the PUBG and Fortnite craze took the gaming world by storm. And since then, Call of Duty has transformed itself into basically a Fortnite clone. Halo, on the other hand, though, it's still here. It's still doing the Halo thing. And Halo fans like that, but it seems like just Halo fans like that. And Microsoft isn't interested in just Halo fans being happy. It wants Fortnite. It wants Warzone. And a normal person would probably say, like, Halo will never be Fortnite. That's not really what Halo is. Let Halo appeal to its niche and be good at that, but...
We have to go get the flag.
Yep.
How are we gonna do that?
All right, babe. Let's go this way. You with me?
Yeah.
Did they get the... I think they got the
The
overshield, yeah. I guess let's... Oh, you know what? Why don't you go get their flag? I just saw both of them go for our flag. So you'll be safe. I'll just, like, keep them busy. Yeah, they're both over here. You're clear, babe.
They got their flag.
And I'll run them around. I won't kill them.
I'm running to the flag. I'm running to the flag.
Okay. I'll just, like, goof off with them so that they don't respawn over there.
Okay, I got the flag. I'm not going on the main area. I'm going through the side.
Okay.
Of the map.
And don't sprint, because then you'll show up on the radar.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What if I fall down somewhere? No.
No!
they see me.
Okay, babe. Okay, go. They're both dead. You can...
I can't run.
Okay, fucking sprint. Go, babe. Come on, this way. Let's go, babe. I got you.
We're going.
I got you. I got you.
We're going.
We're going. I got you, babe.
I'm going.
You got this, babe.
I got it.
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay. We're playing mind games with them.
Okay. Now let's.
Okay.
They're mad.
They're mad, LOL. Oh gosh.
Punch!
Punching! Okay. Oh boy.
They're coming.
They're coming?
Yeah.
There's a guy up there who's kind of like damaged.
Frick. Oh no.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I got
Oh, okay, I thought you killed him. No, you don't. All right, we got him. All right. Somebody said that was the smartest play they've ever seen.
Yeah, I have an overshield.
You do?
Yeah. Fuck. Never mind.
I will not let them pop it. They're probably gonna pop it, let's be honest.
Oh, I died. They ran into me.
Yeah, he's got the overshield now.
I'm gonna try to get to the flag.
I'm not gonna try to engage him, I'm just gonna drain his overshield, so it's at least a waste.
Oh my god, I'm about to get killed.
There we go, his overshield's down now. Now he's like basically another player.
I'm running to the flag.
Alright.
Calculating approach angle.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Okay. Frick!
Indeed, though Halo has never done yearly releases like Call of Duty. Did it not back during the 360 era? I mean, granted, it was like spin-offs and stuff like that, but Microsoft was pretty good at least having one Halo-related thing a year. But I get what you mean. Like, it's not like Halo is exactly a studio adapted to quick development times.
I'm going for the flag again.
Like, that's part of why I think Call of Duty was able to... All right, babe. If you want to get it, I'd go around the right side.
He's gonna get me.
I'm here.
Okay. I'm running.
Okay, I am dead. But he's... Oh, fudge. That's okay. You know what we could even do?
Yeah.
We could even run down the 5-minute clock and just not let them have our flag.
Oh, okay.
Because we'll win if
Oh,
we can
yeah.
run down
Okay,
the clock.
Let's just defend our flag.
Yeah?
Yeah. Where's, how much time do we have left?
How much time do we have left? You can see right between our 2 scores at the bottom.
Ah.
Guys, team doubles is fun. Team doubles is better than 4v4 in my opinion in this game.
Cinder shot inbound.
One of the biggest things I missed from Halo 5 was Breakout. 343 did something unique with the Breakout mode and really gained traction in the next Halo. Do you think they would try that? I don't know if Breakout would be enough to interest people. To be honest, I think Breakout is really good as a niche mode. I think, unfortunately, the thing that Breakout suffered from with Halo...
He's gonna get the flag.
He is? The thing that Breakout suffered from the most was that too much thought and development resources went into it. If that makes sense. Now, if Breakout, the template for it, was basically created and then it was passed off to the community, that would have ensured Breakout would have been a long-term success. But I bet because Breakout, you know, 343, Quinn Del Hoyo, the multiplayer teams...
Flag. He's taking it to his thing.
Fuck, okay. We gotta focus. This is a hard playlist to play while in maintaining conversation.
Freaking got it.
Alright.
And he scored. So now we have to, I'm gonna go get the flag.
Summary, because 343 put a lot of effort and development time into playtesting, refining playtesting, you know, feedback testing, Breakout, they viewed Breakout's returns as a failure, thus they didn't reinvest in it, you know, bringing it back. And I think if they had just from the beginning treated it more as a niche thing, Breakout would have stayed as like a core Halo mode. Hang on, babe. Not for long. I just killed his buddy.
I'm going to go get theirs.
Yeah? Alright, you do that. I've got him distracted. Okay, he's got our flag. His shields are down. He's going to be coming in from the side where the overshield was, but I'll get him.
Okay. He's got our flag, but
He won't have it for long.
they're shooting me. They're shooting me. They killed me.
Enemy flag returned.
Whew. Okay. If y'all both die at your spawn, they will capture the flag. Yeah, basically if we're both, like, dead at the same time, then our flag's there. Yeah, unfortunately, this is just like a hard mode to conversate over. Because it requires a lot of focus. Why is the pistol so weak in this game? I think the pistol's hella strong in this game.
Oh yeah.
You got him?
Yeah.
All right,
that
get their
was
flag.
his flag.
All right.
The enemy flag.
Oh yeah. No.
No.
Help me.
Fudge. Okay, I'm coming, baby.
Enemy flag returned.
My recommendation is
Yeah. What do I do?
come over to me
Yeah.
and let's just grab their flag together.
Exterior.
I probably should have kept that, but all right. Let's get their flag. Oh my gosh. Get their flag, babe.
I'm going.
And I'll see if I can intercept Mr. Man over here.
Enemy flags in allied hands.
I'm going your way,
All right, yeah, come my way.
and I'm gonna be running.
He is in there.
Help me.
Help me! Oh my gosh.
Flag carrier. Deliver the flag.
I got their flag, honey.
Okay.
All right, a flag's been returned.
You
They're gonna be so mad. They're gonna be so mad, babe. All right, we're tied.
Okay, good.
They're trying to see these hands.
Now before I get this flag. They took our flag again, and you know what?
Huh.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, make them mad.
Yay. E equals MC flag.
Yup. Exactly, precisely. Oh my god. Okay. Well, they got our flag, but he's in the middle.
He is?
Yeah,
So
you can
I-
drop your flag by switching weapons.
Oh, okay.
So if you're ever in a pinch and someone's coming to kill you,
Yeah.
yeah. Give me that over shield. Okay. I'm gonna go get our flag back.
Dude, I'm running with their flag.
Run with it.
Dude,
He's gonna be so mad.
dude.
Okay, babe, I'm returning our flag. I'm returning. Just stay alive. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna win. Babe, get it!
I think we
Yes! Okay. we were losing and we turned it around by just focusing.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. Behold the hands of doom. Yeah, buddy. Somebody's saying I miss the commando from the flights. You know what I wish the commando had? One of the level designers that I spoke to said early, not even early, pretty late into Halo Infinite's development cycle, the commando had an alt-fire mode. It was fully automatic from the hip, but then once you zoomed in with it, it switched to semi-auto. That's how it should have stayed, in my opinion.
Let's go back to squad
Yeah?
so you can talk.
I'm trying to think of, like, other things that we could potentially play that's, like, a
Yeah.
little bit, like, sillier.
Yeah. Like, okay. Which one?
I feel like Team Slayer, that was, like, Sweat Hour.
Yeah, that was sweat hour.
Maybe Big Team Social? Controller or mouse and keyboard? Oh, for Halo Infinite, mouse and keyboard. Yeah, Rebecca's in agreement. Halo Infinite feels just awful on a controller, in my opinion. Aiming feels so weird. I apparently got a new coating. Guys, friends, in your opinions, which Battle Pass has the most rewarding cosmetics? Battle Pass. Because Rebecca, we need to build up her stash of like visors, you know, of various cosmetics and things to equip. So we'd love some input. Season 3 and 4. How is the Season 4 Battle Pass? Because she's not the biggest fan of I guess like the gritty military stuff. She likes stuff that's a little bit more clean, a little bit more polished. So like this core, it's a little bit too like a walking junkyard, you know? She described it as she wants to make it look like a toy, kind of. Like in terms of it being clean and polished. So she's been really sticking with like the base Halo Infinite core. But what Battle Pass do you think would be the best to buy for like this core? Season 3, in my opinion. Season 4 has some cool weapon models. So you can like change the model of the gun. but less overall coatings and a bit less armor, if I recall correctly. Okay, got it. The Winter Battle Pass is also great. That's true. Can we switch to the Winter Battle Pass?
11 kills to win.
What?
11 kills to win. What? That's a random number, right?
That's a small number, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is this like, I think this game mode is like... Oh, is this the game mode where every time you get a kill, you switch guns? And the first team to get...
Oh, someone said yes.
Okay.
Well, this map looks crazy.
Yeah.
I think I have some sort of bazooka.
Yeah, you have a bazooka and a grenade launcher.
Whoa. Celebration.
Oof. The Winter Battle Pass is all Reach core stuff, though.
Oh,
No!
that's something. Every new map I have to at least self-destruct. On
Oh my
actual
gosh.
course.
Oh yeah, grappling hooks, babe.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Whew. See these hands. Damn it. Okay. Breaker isn't great. I guess that's the map that we're playing on, Breaker. This was the season 2 map. Man, that was like a dark time. Remember, it was 6 months after the launch of Halo Infinite, and then they introduced that last Spartan standing mode in this map, and that was basically it.
So after, like, for example, they have these events, like the 10 Riot event.
Mm-hmm.
We finished it, but it's
Right.
supposed to be like in a week. It will be over.
In next Tuesday.
So next Tuesday, but like great. What I was saying was, when do we get another event?
Does anybody know when the next event is?
Or like, how often are these events?
Or what is like the time frame for events? Is it usually every month there's a new event? Because I know next month is when the new season drops.
Or is it like once it's over, like the next week there's another one?
Well, every week we have a new free reward to grind for.
Yeah.
But not usually a free battle pass every week. Imagine usually about every 3 months in between seasons. Okay.
Every 2 weeks?
Every, basically in between a season. So,
People are saying every 2 weeks. That's really good.
oh, every 2 weeks? Oh, okay.
That's really good.
That is good. I had a networking hiccup. Did you catch my last super? Let me make sure that I caught your last super. Not gonna lie, your description of the next Halo sounds kind of spin-off-y. That might be an ideal way to reignite interest without wholly canning it. I doubt they're going to refer to it as a spin-off. They'll probably refer to it as a reinvention or reimagining of the Halo franchise. And that doesn't necessarily lock them off of ever returning to the traditional Halo format in the future. But from what I gather, the way it seems to be, the room seems to be read internally is they need the next Halo game to appeal to a broad audience and be like a reimagining of the Halo series, almost like a reboot. And I know that's funny that Halo Infinite was supposed to be the reboot, but that's the way they're looking at it. That doesn't mean that everything from Halo Infinite is thrown out. You know, there are lessons they learned from Halo Infinite. Positive lessons, you know, about like what the community likes. Like the general tone, the look of the game, the art style, like those are all considered wins and will be carried into whatever their next Halo project is. But in terms of the actual structure of the game, they want it to be like different and more appealing to a wide player base, you know, to chase after that Fortnite audience and Warzone audience. What a nice chill stream to watch while playing Halo. Hope you're having a good day, everyone. Oh, that's nice of you to say. I hope the same thing. Oh, we have little X-ray visions as our gadget. See? Wherever that lands, you'll be able to see people through walls. Oh, God. What do you think of the idea of getting a Halo 7 instead of a DLC for the campaign? Well, I mean, that's what we're getting. We're not getting DLC for the campaign. Halo 7 will be an Unreal Engine game. You know, if they stay the course, I guess.
I think it's going to be called Halo Reloaded.
Halo Reloaded? Halo Revengeance.
Or like NCR, Venganza.
Yeah, Halo Venganza. Halo Requiem. They'll honestly probably just call the next Halo title Halo. That's my prediction. The next Halo game, whatever it's going to be, it's just going to be called Halo. And they're going to call it a platform for the next decade of Halo stories. And it's probably going to be open worldy, battle royale type thing.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm ready for the 100 people loadout.
Yeah. I know that this is like one of those things where like you can take it as a rumor from me, but from what I also understand, Microsoft was pushing heavy on Halo Infinite Mobile, but that was partially because Microsoft cloud gaming and stuff has not taken off the way Microsoft was hoping, and so what they're trying to do is introduce console gaming to mobile users, and they thought that cloud streaming would be that like gateway for people, but it didn't catch on. Actually, you know, cloud streaming is like an awful way to play a video game. So there was at one point Halo Infinite Mobile in development, but that just
Oh, that would be awesome.
it didn't go anywhere,
They
unfortunately.
should call it Halo to go.
Yeah, Halo to go. Halo Go.
Or Halo Online.
Halo Online. Yeah, they got a break. Yeah, that's it. Halo Online.
Or Pocket Halo.
Yeah, Halo Pocket Halo. Halo Stories. Yeah. So I am also willing to bet the next Halo game is going to be built from the ground up with like a mobile type of integration thing. Isn't the Halo the Endless kind of like the leading theory? Well, that's what they trademarked. Trademarking it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to use it. It just means they're trying to secure it before anyone else does. And, like, imagine if, like, Call of Duty Warzone instead of it being like, instead of Modern Warfare 3 being Modern Warfare 3, you know, and Warzone, they just called it Call of Duty Makarov's Revenge. And it's like, it's a battle royale. Why is it called Makarov's Revenge? I don't know. We trademarked it. Like, the next Halo title I don't think is going to be called Halo the Endless. Once upon a time, I bet the story continuation was going to be called Halo the Endless. But now, given, you know, the whole restructuring of 343, the complete sacking of the campaign team, new studio heads, new visionaries, new everything, like, the next Halo's not going to be called The Endless. It's most likely going to just be called Halo. And it's going to have a super clean logo. Halo Pocket Evolved.
Are you here?
Oh, you're up there.
Yeah, we're all here together.
Yeah? Y'all throwing your drop walls down? Bless you.
Thank you. I'm noticing the folks are sticking together for this.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Oh, gosh. Last Spartan Standing was fun. That was a fun game mode. And I'm tired of pretending it wasn't. It's going to be stylized as all caps. Halo. Yeah, it's the next Halo title is going to be called Halo, and it's going to be in all caps.
Hasn't it always been in all caps?
That's true.
That's just the logo.
That's true. You know what? That's true. I guess Halo has kind of always been in all caps.
It's gonna be now in lowercase but cursive.
Oh, yeah? Lowercase but cursive?
With
With an
an ellipses.
ellipses? Like Halo, sort of?
And then a heart emoji.
If there's one critique I hope they dismiss, it's
What
the
is this? I
sandbox
have
freedom a
no
lot.
skulls now?
Yeah, I guess now it's like just melee. We're just fucking beating each other down with skulls. If there's one critique I hope they dismiss, it's the sandbox freedom a lot. I actually enjoy a sandbox not having 50 guns that are worse versions of a single gun. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, people think that having like 5 carbines, 5 shotguns, and a majority of them are just worse than a single version of that gun. Like, that's not like a healthy sandbox. It's just a lot of wasted time that could have been put towards like new guns. I feel like people would probably be less like gaslighting themselves into thinking Halo 5 had a healthy sandbox if there were more weapons introduced every update for Halo Infinite. Because, you know, the Bandit rifle, I think that was like an exciting shakeup for a lot of people, and I think they missed the boat with not including a weapon in Season 4. I hope that there's a weapon next update. Maybe even a couple weapons, but... Crap, which team's gonna win? I have no clue what's going on.
Top.
Too little, too late.
Damn. Okay.
Match lost.
I wonder how Last Spartan Standing would work on the newer BTB maps or squad battle ones. To be honest, Last Spartan Standing, it works incredibly well on Breaker. Like, really, really, really well on Breaker. I liked that mode a lot. It definitely should not have been, like, the front man for the whole mode. Do you know where my coffee is? Oh, did I forget to get it?
Let me see.
Thank you, honey. Grenade launcher in Season 5, I beg of you.
Here you go.
Thank you, honey. I love you. Infinite Sandbox is incredibly boring, unfortunately. Sidekick invalidates the Commando and DMR to an extent. I don't think Halo Infinite Sandbox is boring. I do think that there are some problematic guns, though, and if they were to bring those problematic guns down a tad, other weapons would be allowed to actually shine in their roles. Because definitely if you go into Fiesta, one thing is for sure. If you spawn with the assault rifle, you're fine. You're golden. Like, the assault rifle is better than most of the weapons in this game. With the sidekick as a close second, I'd say, especially if you're on PC.
Act fast, Spartan.
If you were to rein some of those weapons in just a tad. And definitely get, like, a couple more weapons in there. Like, I think Infinite Sandbox is primed for adding more of the interesting weapons. Like, the needle rifle could be pretty fun. Obviously, the classic shotgun, in my opinion. Someone said the Reach grenade launcher. Hell, even a fuel rod gun. Let's bring back the fuel rod gun.
I'm following you.
Yeah?
You know what? I slide too.
Yeah, you slide too? Yeah. Okay, so we have these things are like basically pocket gravity hammers that we have. If you instead of a grappling hook, you have your like pulse ability. If you see a rocket coming at you, babe, you can knock it back at the enemy.
Oh yeah.
See? Ah.
Oh yeah. Oh no. You got toasted. Freaking self-destructive, dude.
IIRC, the Mutilator really looks like it'll be a fun addition. Then again, as a boomer shooter buff, I'm a big sucker for super shotguns. Yeah, the new double-barreled shotgun that they're adding to Halo Infinite looks like a lot of fun. It is kind of like... It's probably not easy, but like... It's probably not easy, but I do think that, like, they should look at porting a lot of, like, Halo 5 animations to inform new weapons and stuff. Like, I'm thinking of, like, the plasma rifle. Like, what about their animation system would make it hard to bring back the plasma rifle if you directly ported it from Halo 5? Because even Halo 5, the plasma rifle in that game, it didn't have, like, an aiming down the sights animation. It just had kind of like a zoom, like, you know. Oh, boy. Here, I'll just quickly record that.
What?
Oh, I just got, like, some cool kills with the skewer, and I'm very bad with that gun.
I like the bazooka. I got some kills.
Yeah? Oh my gosh. Damn it. Do you agree that most vehicles feel like paper other than the Ghost, which is made to be like paper? The Warthog maybe could use more resistance to small arms fire.
The Banshee's paper.
Yeah, the Banshee is the worst one. The Banshee's the worst one. I think that thing could use, like, some more, I've identified something that I hadn't considered before, and it's part of the reason that I am starting to become, like, an 8v8 for Big Team Battle guy, is I think part of the reason that vehicles feel like paper in Halo Infinite is more so the player count than it is the actual vehicle's health. Because in Big Team Battle, even though it doesn't seem like it would make that big of a difference, just the fact that each team has 4 extra players means at any given point there are 1 to 2 or even 3 more players in a location than there normally would be. So imagine, like, all of those sets of players throwing grenades and firing at a vehicle that's coming in, versus 8v8, where players are usually dispersed in teams of 1 to 2 across a large map. So I think some of the vehicles definitely in squad battle, they actually feel fine. They feel like really balanced outside of, the Banshee. And it's really just because there are too many players. There's too many sources of damage coming at any given time. It's almost like the Battlefield 2042 problem, where it's just, you may not think it, but adding more players to a map can actually really harm the game in ways that are not immediately obvious.
Oh, word?
What?
Yeah, I said that too, exactly.
Yeah? I love you, babe. Yeah, because it's for a lot of the people who think that the vehicles are paper, my advice for you would be don't play 12v12, just play squad battle for a week as the only mode you play.
What
And
if it's paper on squad battle?
if it's paper on squad battle, then there is a problem with the vehicle health. But if you
Or
notice,
get good.
or get good, skill issue, not gonna lie.
Team attack.
Beam attack! Oh my god.
That's me right now.
Yeah, you're beam attacking?
Yard sale.
These little, side modes are really good at training us on how to use these weapons. I see you starting to lead your rockets now, babe. Because before, you'd fire directly at a person, and now I see you, aiming a little bit ahead of them.
Yeah, I do, yeah. Especially at the sky buses.
Yeah. I don't got a good to get, says the door from from E1M2. That's a Doom reference.
Reloading the bazooka.
Whenever squad battle in Valhalla had Scorpions, whoever won the first team fight and kept their Scorpions typically won the game. Scorpion has a ton of health. The Scorpion is a very different story, okay? I think there's a reason that we don't see a lot of Scorpions in squad battle. And I'm not even sure what the answer is to, maybe balancing the Scorpion a little bit. Outside of, it's almost like, no, we sealed it away for a reason. You know it must be done. We must bring back the Spartan laser. Because that's Scorpion, man. Are you going to make a complete evolution video series for all the Halo weapons? Yes. Yes, I'm just saying it now. Yes, that way I commit to it.
We got Tech Pawn in the house.
We do?
Yeah.
Nice. TechPon's going to join us?
Oh, they've been in.
Oh, they have? Nice. Is MCC ranked pretty much dead? Yes. And what would we need to have 343 allow us to change the menu music? That's a good question, actually, because I don't know how much of, the music situation is wrapped up in legal issues. I know, as odd as it sounds, legality and ownership was factored into the return of Firefight to the MCC for ODST. It wasn't as simple as we'll just patch it back in. There did have to be some, consideration into if they could bring back the music as well. So I wonder if something, parties would have to be contacted. You doing okay, honey?
I have a fever.
Oh, no. Hang on.
I just took one of the day meds.
Okay, you did? Okay. Yeah, Rebecca's a little bit sick. FRG could make a nice return. Leaks indicate that they were revisiting a CE-style battery-powered FRG. Perhaps it could have an InSyn like alt-fire mode
Yeah,
too.
99.
You're 99? Okay, yeah, that's high for you. Okay.
I should take both pills, right?
You should take both pills, babe.
Yeah, Kirby mug moment.
Kirby mug moment. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Yeah, look, the Kirby face is literally in frame. Okay, so they might be adding. I know that it. Well, okay. On the topic of the fuel rod gun, Andrew, I know because somebody that I used to frequently mention was very close to the campaign's development. The way they said it was they wanted the fuel rod gun to be in the campaign, and that's part of the reason that the fuel rod gun is actually in the game's files. Mostly just because it is a fun enemy type, like the fuel rod grunts. You know, you got the little guy hobbling towards you, and he launches off like 3 or 4 fuel rod gun blasts. But Quinn Del Hoyo vetoed it and cut the fuel rod gun. Same thing also happened to the carbine. The carbine was cut very early on in development.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the installation 00? How Sony is copywriting his videos with Halo music?
Sony?
Yeah, did you see what's happening in installation?
What's going on with him?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter, but a second there, I saw someone mention right now.
Like Sony? Or is it like a bot that's claiming to be Sony?
Oh, headshot.
Did you? Yeah, baby. And your sniper rifle, honey, is dead accurate from the hip as well.
Oh yeah.
It'll always go for that dot in the center, and you get a no scope.
No scope.
What do you think of the Halo Infinite energy sword?
Overshield.
I love the model for it. I love the animations for it. And I actually have grown to really appreciate it mechanically after playing the Tenrai event. Like, there are some fun sword dueling mechanics there that like remind me of the sword fighting days of Halo 3 and Reach. But something feels off in the networking that I can't quite explain. Like, it does feel kind of like every time I swing it, I'm like crossing my fingers and hoping that it's gonna register.
So screenshot showed
SME.
Is that Sony Music?
That might be. That's bizarre.
I'm scared.
How's Halo been? It's been so long since I last played. Halo is in a pretty decent spot right now, the game. Obviously, there is a lot more that could be done. But as far as like the content is concerned and the playability of it, there is quite a bit that you can play now and have fun with. And squad battle especially, I think, is like one of the most fun playlists in the game currently. Same with team doubles. Is it just me, or does the Infinite Energy Sword just look still unfinished? There is a bug with it. The way it was described to me by an artist who works at 343, there is a glitch in the Energy Sword that is driving him crazy because it's still not been fixed. It's like, it's an issue with how the alphas are being rendered. Basically, like the way that the Energy Sword's energy effect stacks on top of itself in order to produce a convincing looking, energy blade, the sorting of those effects is misaligned, like it's off. So basically one effect is accidentally overlapping another effect or rendering underneath the wrong one. And so, yes, currently the visuals of the Energy Sword are glitched. That's not what the Energy Sword is supposed to look like. But, nobody cares. And I've made my peace with it just like never being fixed, basically.
No scoped.
You got a no scope?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they'd bring back the Halo 2 sword effects. Yeah, dude, the Halo 2, when you ignite the energy sword, the like that sound, I wish that they'd bring it back.
The enemy is about to prevail.
Yeah.
Do not allow them.
Literally right next to you.
Oh, Cray. Oh. Got him, babe. Whoa. I don't like the explosions that much. It's too short. The explosions in Halo Infinite, they're
Want more boom.
more boom. I would like more boom, but
More boom.
but they've also improved like the explosions enough to the point where they're not like distractingly bad anymore. Like vehicle combat feels good now. You know, it's fun when we're to the point that even Rebecca now is able to identify like when it's maybe time to find a new warthog because it's like spewing fire and smoke out of it, where before you wouldn't have been able to tell.
Oh yeah, I know my buses now.
Ah,
I know about every bus in the stop.
Match lost. Next time, Spartan.
if you were to make a Halo novel, LNG, what would it be about and what name would it have? I'm going to extend this question to my wife. If we were to write a Halo novel,
Halo, the tale of deception.
Halo the Tale of Deception. Okay, so somebody lies.
And the journey of Gigantus Magnus.
Okay, and this subtitle would have a subtitle. It would be Halo the Tale of Revenge, subtitle. Oh yeah, the Tale of Deception, subtitle the Tale of
Gigantus Magnus.
of Gigantus Magnimus.
Yeah.
So who is Gigantus Magnimus?
He's a transformer.
Okay. In our Halo novel, a transformer named Gigantus Magnimus. And was he lied to? Or is he the liar?
Decepting that.
Okay, so he's the deceiver.
And it's about the Decepticon.
And it's also... Okay, so our Halo novel is about the Decepticons and a transformer named
In the
Gigantus
Halo world,
Magnimus
though.
in the Halo world.
And they're trying to not have the flood come, so they're trying not to shoot the Halo rings either, though.
Okay, so they're trying not to have the flood come, and they're also trying not to shoot the Halo rings.
They are actually trying to inhabit that world and make it the new Cybertron.
They're trying to make a Halo ring new Cybertron.
Yeah.
Man, this is really just a Transformers book.
They found.
The Allspark?
No, the Allspark is, unfortunately, the Halo ring.
The Halo ring itself is an Allspark.
So they have to turn it into a new place for them to live.
Okay, so they have to live on a Halo ring, which means they can't fire the Halo ring. And one of them is lying? What's he
Oh,
lying
yeah,
about?
yeah. Because he's he's not big. He's actually really small.
Okay,
He's
so-
Starscream.
So, Gigantus Bigness? What's his name?
He's actually one of the Starscream's personalities.
Okay. Okay, so Starscream is lying to people and pretending to be a guy named Gigantus Bigness who's actually very tiny.
Remember when Starscream got split?
Oh yeah, when Starscream and Transformers Animated got split into different personalities.
Did we disconnect?
We did. We gotta search again. If there's one thing 343 should add, it's the ability to not rely exclusively on damage effects to gauge vehicles' health. I want my CE health bars back. Dude, I'd freaking love to see a health bar for my vehicle.
Someone said Halo Ball Z.
Halo Ball Z. Yeah, that's...
That's funny.
Halo Stickman Collection.
And then you have Fan Zone, watching through his binoculars saying, "I hate machines." And
Yeah.
there's more machines because he thinks the Spartans are machines.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't like machines, but he thinks that there's more machines because he thinks the Spartans are also Transformers.
Yeah.
Finally, we have Halo.
Yeah.
in our
well,
Halo
the
novel.
Spartans are there, but they're working with the Transformers because they can
Are you guys
help
catching this?
the UNSC transform. Now I gotta blow my nose.
Okay. So that's Rebecca's pitch for a Halo novel. I think I've said before that a Halo crossover would be freaking awesome.
Capture enemy flags.
Could you imagine Megatron trying to take control of a Halo ring? And Optimus Prime talking to Master Chief? You could have Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime and Steve Downes as Master Chief. We must stop Megatron from firing the ring.
I feel like they would look good together, the Spartans.
Yeah, right? Oh, and then Optimus Prime transforms into a scorpion tank.
Oh my god, and then the Spartans can go inside,
Yeah.
like
And Master Chief, or
Pacific Rim. but,
yes.
like they're alive.
And Megatron turns into a Wraith.
Oh.
And
that would be
Starscream turns
disgusting.
into a Banshee.
Oh my god, we've got it.
We got it. We got it, guys.
Yay.
Bumblebee would be a warthog, right?
Oh, of course.
Who would Ratchet be?
Probably I feel like Ratchet would be more of a Wraith.
Ratchet would be more of a Wraith?
Yeah, because of shape. It's just like very bulky.
What if Ratchet
Oh my
is...
god, it would be Bulkhead. Bulkhead would be the Wraith.
What if Ratchet would be the warthog that doesn't have a turret on it? Because he's a medic.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest and coolest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, right? Oh my god, and the Covenant side with the Decepticons because Megatron pretends to be their god. So he's like, yes, I am your god, worship me. They're like, we always thought the Forerunners were beings of divine light, but they're actually beings of metal.
No, it would be that the Forerunners made the Allspark.
Oh, the Forerunners made the Allspark, so Transformers are of Forerunner origin.
Yes, like we just add Transformers to the Halo universe. It's not just a collab. It's the truth coming.
It's the truth coming out.
Yeah.
We got to get Microsoft on the horn.
Bring me my phone.
You do a good Transformers Prime Ratchet voice. Transformers Prime, I'm trying to remember. Doesn't he always say, Bulkhead, I needed that? Like, that's his catchphrase in Prime? The Ratchet, the animated Ratchet's my absolute favorite. Now, sorry, you can't keep using that key. Damn it.
Oh shit, we gotta capture this flag. For real.
There's a cut medic Warthog variant with a stretcher on the rear. For which game I can't remember. Though a Razor, yeah, that would be what Ratchet would be. He'd be the medic Warthog.
Oh, that's cute.
Though a Razorback would also work. I agree as well. That's a good. But Bulkhead possibly being the Scorpion tank, or a Wraith would be a good. I feel like would we care about the distinction between like Covenant and UNSC? Like the Decepticons would all transform into Covenant vehicles, and the
Right now the Covenant doesn't know yet.
okay.
This is only the first book.
Oh, this is only the first book. Rebecca's got a cinematic universe planned out.
Well, if we want to make a series, you
That's
We have
true.
a lot to think about.
An ally returned our flag.
So is Halo good again?
Yes.
I'd say Halo was always good, like the franchise. Halo Infinite, though, is pretty good right now. Here, we'll take this. BR-75.
Battle rap.
Battle rifle here.
Oh, it's rocks.
I will say one thing that I do hope that they drop in the next Halo game is calling the Halo weapons by their fictional in-universe names. Because for Rebecca, there was a lot of confusion about what I meant by battle rifle. Because she'd go over the thing and it's like BR-75 A730X, and it's like, these are just letters. Like, what are you talking about? In the older Halo games, it would just be battle rifle.
Really?
Yeah, it wouldn't be like the fake gun name. And I do think they have to go back to that naming scheme, because the fake fictional, like, it's a little bit too confusing, I think. Halo 40K crossover could be fun. As Andrew has mentioned, a Halo 40K crossover would absolutely slap. I reckon I'll.
Map is like too big for capture the flag.
Yeah, methinks too. This map's a little bit on the big side.
Like no one's gotten the flags, and I haven't seen anyone trying to get this flag. My ears are cracking.
Oh, they're cracking? I'm sorry, honey. Let the Combaticons form a scarab. That would be freaking awesome. Or the Constructicons Devastator would be just a giant scarab. It could be a scarab that is purple but also has green bits in it. What would Soundwave turn into?
Boombox.
He'd just be a boombox? You know, that's what Soundwave was in the original cartoon. He'd turn into a tiny boombox.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
And they'd never explain how a, like, 40-foot tall robot turns into, like, a 3-foot tall boombox. And in one of the episodes, he turned into a boombox, and one of the stupid idiot human kids was like, "Wow, cool!" And he just picked it up and brought Soundwave into the Autobot base. And Soundwave spied on them.
Well, I'm getting this flag.
You're getting the flag?
Yeah. Never mind. Got killed.
Halo CE is good so far with the old graphics. Yeah, Halo CE is like a fun-looking game. It's got that, like, that timeless charm that, the late 90s to the early 2000s, like that like, fresh new 3D look. It's why Ocarina of Time's visuals are so appealing.
Power items in transit. Obtaining.
Battle rifle here.
Power items have arrived.
Damn it.
You know what day it is?
It is Thursday. Bulkhead would definitely be a Mastodon. Also, making Starscream a Banshee would allow you to have the Seekers be half a other dozen or so Banshee patterns. Yeah, see? That would be pretty fun. Starscream. Thundercracker is maybe the Halo 5 Banshee. Skywarp is maybe the Halo CE Banshee. See if I can do any damage with this hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. That's what I get for trying. Honestly, if you ask me, Halo CE looks better than Halo 2. Like, Halo 2 just sits in that weird middle ground where models seem to have a lot more polygons, but the textures are still blurry as hell. I think, like... So I think Halo 2 actually does look pretty good. I like the aesthetic look of Halo CE a little bit better. But for people who don't like the look of Halo 2, I don't argue with them, because like Halo 2 does feel like a compromised game to an extent. Like that art style was supposed to be seen with the Doom style, like Doom 3 style kind of like stencil shadows, like heavy black shadows on everything. And unfortunately, a lot of that lighting engine had to be scrapped. So you've got kind of like an art style that is missing a very key, important lighting technique. I'd be curious if you feel the same way looking at pre-release Halo 2 screenshots. Like, go on Google and look up, like, Halo 2's original shadow system, and look at, like, those stills of, like, a Halo 2 Elite in a black room with, like, shadow cast all over it, and then half of it is in light. And then I think you might see what the art style of Halo 2 was trying to go for before they had to, like, cut their lighting engine. Soundwave turns into the Combat Evolved Covenant radio crate. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's it. That's what he turns into. I also saw someone mention the Deceiver, and it reminded me of the namesake of the C'tan Star God from 40K. Okay. All right. The chopper is hilarious in this game. Yeah, the chopper's pretty goofy. There's a lot of room for silly shenanigans. Nah, that Impact Commando is pretty stupid and bad. Yeah, nobody's... Are you trying to capture the flag too, or have you just given up?
I tried getting it, and then I got a warrior with the freaking energy sword, and I was serving everyone.
Yeah.
And then I got killed by bus.
I'm gonna try to capture it.
Okay, I'm going with you.
Because this match needs to end soon. Oh my god, there's like 8 people. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's what we get for trying. They wanted to do real-time shadows and reflections. Yeah, for Halo 2, man. If Halo 2 was like a PC game ported to console at the time, I wonder what it would have looked like. If it would have kind of looked up to par with like Doom 3. Because Doom 3 is still such a good looking game because of its lighting engine. Damn.
Yes, no scope.
You got no scope. Halo 3 aged pretty well in terms of its lighting. Don't know what black magic they pulled for the lighting, but Lord Hood is forever burnt into my brain as an entity of pure terror. Bungie for Halo 2, they simulated HDR, which was pretty impressive actually, the way that they did it. But what they essentially did was they'd render, if I remember right, it was described as they'd render at any given time 2 versions of the game, one that is super hyper dark and one that is super hyper brightened up. And essentially what the game would do is, depending on the lighting conditions, it would dynamically fade out between the 2 versions of the game to kind of simulate that, like, you step into a dark room and it's really dark for a little bit and then it starts to brighten up, simulating your eyes adjusting to it. And, you know, when you step outside, everything's super bright and then comes into focus. And I think that is a huge aspect of why Halo 3 looks good. And then for Halo Reach, they actually ditched that in order to squeeze a bit more performance out of the engine. Because that's also part of why, like, Halo 3 ran at, like, sub-HD. It ran at, like, a weird resolution, like 639p or something like that. Oh no.
Oh no.
Dude, this Stalker variant is pretty decent. Oh boy. I'm dead. Let Trypticon transform into a Covenant supercarrier. Yeah, that would be what Trypticon would be for sure. Oh my gosh, are we really gonna get their flag?
Let's help escort the guy.
I'm coming.
So brave.
That guy was very brave to do that with us all dicking around.
Frick. So brave. He's just running.
Careful with him, he's a hero. Wait, where's he going? Where's he going? Oh, that's the delivery point. Got it.
Woohoo.
Yay! It took 12 minutes, but we captured a flag. Lighting in Infinite looks incredible during actual missions, but it looks so flat in the open world. It's a shame because it makes me wonder what a more traditional campaign could have been. Yeah, Halo, the Halo engine just wasn't designed for like Far Cry levels of open worldiness. It definitely is like you can see a dip in graphical fidelity the second you step out into the open world. I do wonder also if that's part of why there's no ray tracing in the campaign, just because like the Halo engine's been kind of pushed to its graphical limits. You getting tired of playing, honey?
Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down.
Okay, you're not feeling too well? Okay, I love you, honey. Yeah. You'll be with us in spirit, okay? Squad battle. Halo Infinite lighting is great. Just look at what people did with the Forge maps. Yeah, the Halo Infinite engine, like it can produce some pretty good visuals. It just takes a little bit of finessing. But you can definitely tell that something deep within the Halo engine's code at this point is going bad. Like, it's rotting, and the rot is kind of spreading to the rest of the engine. You can definitely feel that, like, it's not been taken care of very well. Transformers is really flexible with crossovers. Even with 40k, Orc Trucks and the Bane Blade would kill as alt forms. Also, Cybertronian Daemon engines. Yeah, Transformers in general has had some pretty banger crossovers. I think even like I used to own a couple of them. The Star Wars ones specifically. Darth Vader would transform into his TIE fighter. There is one weapon I want to return. It has to be the Plasma Caster from Halo 5. I know it's not everyone's first choice, though it may be a bit too similar to the Cinder Shot. I'd say at this point, go ahead, you know? Like, I feel like if anything, it could probably work pretty decently in Halo Infinite just because you could probably give it an alt fire via the zoom function, you know, like kind of like the heat wave. Like, you click the button and it switches it into charge mode. You click the button again, it switches it into its just, you know, launcher mode.
Hill incoming.
Locate the hill. Become its administrator.
I have an idea for a red plasma weapon. Make them do damage over time to vehicles and slow them. Oh, like kind of like eating into the hull of the vehicle and burn it? That's a pretty decent idea.
Active camo. Inbound.
In my sights.
Somebody mentions that Rat Trap or Rat's Nest is currently broken in Forge.
Enemy sword.
You take incredible performance hits. Yeah, I notice networking related weirdness on Rat's Nest quite a bit. I don't know what's going on with that map. The Forge lighting also makes your visors pitch black. Yeah, that's weird. Let me just get that out of the way. Probably also that as well. Just want to clear that out so I can have a bit of safety. Alright. Here you go. Eat some of these. Oh boy. That was very dangerous, me just standing there. I should have strafed a little bit. It's cool that Exile is back. It is cool. I also wish that they brought back, God, what's that snow map from Halo 4? The big team battle map. It's not called Longbow, is it? That, I think, is like a pretty great Halo big team battle map, and I'm surprised that it wasn't also included. I know everybody really likes Exile from Halo 4, but for me, the definitive big team battle map from Halo 4 is that snow map, whose name is escaping me currently.
Celebration. Please collect your
Have you played Smallhalla but as Mini Slayer? I have not played it in Mini Slayer. I have, on the other hand, played it in
may have unforeseen side
let me also capture that. I have played it in Husky Raid, which was great. Husky Raid was really, really fun in this game. Longbow was a Halo 4 map. Okay, it was called Longbow. Okay. Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. Nice. This thing's about to spawn in. Yeah, I've also found that like squad battle also seems to be about the right size for all the various guns in Halo Infinite Sandbox to sort of shine really well. Like this Pulse Carbine, it's great on this map. Like, really good. Whereas I think in 4v4, it doesn't work that well. And it works even less in 12 versus 12 big team battle. But here, it feels like this thing has like a little place carved out for it. Yeah, I don't know. Just squad battle. Good. Really good. Oh boy. Should have grabbed a close range weapon. I believe shotgun. Nope, it's not up yet. Damn it. We're getting out of here. Perfect. Okay, I needed something close range. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, that's the end of me.
Target spotted.
The remaster of Longbow should be called Hunting Bow. I'd maybe workshop that just a little bit. Because Longbow is a single word. And I believe it refers to, it's like, isn't a longbow like part of a ship? I could be totally wrong on that though. What did you I have to ask, what did you think of Rise of the Beasts? I initially was super positive towards it, but over time I've grown to think it was just okay. I think it feels like a movie that executives had their fingers all over. And it feels kind of like it was almost like butchered up in the editing. It was still like a great time, and I think Anthony Ramos was like really good actually. I forgot the name of the girl. I didn't think she was that great. Her character seemed kind of like, I don't know, not really important, or like her character took away from the more interesting stuff in the story. Yeah, some of the stuff with Optimus Prime being a grump, I thought was kind of like, I don't know, we're doing like the grumpy, mean Optimus again. Like, it feels like that's kind of been Optimus's personality in most of the live-action Transformers movies at this point. For context, daemon engines are machines with a daemon of chaos shoved in as a power source. Imagine CDEs, they would be equivalent to possess transform. Okay, gotcha. All right. You could probably even like factor in like a Unicron tie-in there somehow. Turn Unicron into a daemon of chaos. Yeah, not part of a ship. That's not what a longbow is, so I was completely wrong. A longbow is also an English weapon. Okay, all right, I see. But isn't that a long space bow as opposed to longbow, which is one word? Oh, let me see if I still got my boosts activated. Okay. Boosts. Yeah, my double XP boost ran out, so let me pop this again. I'm about to finish this battle pass. Methinks. I'm still not impressed that the Halo 4 Master Chief shoulders are sold for $20. Yeah, get that out of here. I took one look at the shop and I was like, $30? No, no, no. Stop. But that's unfortunately where Halo Infinite is at its point in time. You know, the microtransactions really are the only thing keeping the lights on at 343 right now. They're the only reliable source of income for the studio. They're kind of they're in the timeout corner by Microsoft for, you know, kind of like the drama, the endless drama from Halo Infinite's launch. So they basically have no choice but to keep those prices up and hope that the whales... Because even if they lowered the prices of, like, the Halo Infinite stuff, I wouldn't buy it. So it's like, might as well keep those prices high. That way the people who do buy them are going to spend money. That seems to be the logic, at least. I have yet to use a challenge swap. I have almost 200. 200 challenge swaps? That's impressive. He's back. I still remember when I matched you on Halo 2 Anniversary on Lockout. When was that? That was a couple months ago, right? Or was it a little bit longer than a couple months ago? My sense of time is a little bit screwy right now. I think the coding system was a failure. Just let us have a custom cadet coding or something, please. There isn't a single coding like an Infinite, and I'm picking the best of the worst, it seems. Yeah, in terms of like player freedom and stuff, the coding system, it really does feel like you just pick the best of the worst. Like, none of them really speak to me. They're always just like, fine, I guess I'll pick this.
Enemy there.
I do wish I could select my own colors, and I think that that's what makes selecting your own colors more appealing, is it's like you have like an emotional tie to it. Even if it's something as bland and generic as like, I think I'm going to be bold today and select black and blue. As, you know, black is my primary color and blue is my highlights. Like, even if you're like that boring, you still made the choice. And so you feel a little bit more connected to it versus if you selected a coding that had those. Like, that wasn't really you who did it. That was a developer somewhere that did that. Now, Unicron would be on the scale of the Chaos Gods, and since the power of faith is an actual thing in 40k, Terracon cults would legit empower him. That's exciting. Just the thought of that. Yeah, 40k Transformers crossover would be cool. Let's see. Another hot take. The actual style of the Covenant armor and vehicles with the beetle-like shell I thought was awesome. Did not like the designs of the actual species themselves, though. For which Halo? Or for Witch Covenant, I guess. I should probably ask. Clickbait YouTubers are going to get people's hopes up again. I'm definitely the next Halo game. I'm going to be a little bit more reserved. I'm going to not be cynical. You know, I'm going to be optimistic about whatever the next Halo title is going to be. I do think that 343 can't screw it up again. Like, they kind of have no choice this time. And I do think that things are going to go down different, but I'm definitely not going to be like, you know, they're doing it. It's Halo's back. Like, Halo is a Microsoft property. Basically, the mistake on being let down by Halo Infinite, it was my fault more than it was 343. As boring as Black and Blue. Why you bully me? I'm not bullying just you, I'm bullying myself because my primary colors in all the Halo games with color customization is Black and Blue as well. There are dozens of us. Dozens! Oh god. Yeah, Rebecca's sick right now, guys, so wish her well, okay? That was a lot of fun playing with her, and I'm so happy she's finally getting into Halo. I should have expected that she would like it. And definitely some of that also is just like Rebecca starting to learn what makes her tick as a gamer. Like Rebecca, she recently began, you know, dabbling in different controller types. She has gotten herself like a proper controller for her Switch now, doesn't really like the Joy-Cons, or doesn't like deal with them, I guess, anymore. And Rebecca has also learned that she's kind of like a, you know, mouse and keyboard supremacist. Controllers suck. Give her a mouse and keyboard any day. And she is proud of that. You know, whenever we play a game, we open up the options menu, motion blur, turn that off for her. I like motion blur, but, you know, she gets motion sick from it. So turn off the motion blur. Screen shake, get that out of here. She doesn't want that ruining her gameplay experience. Like, it's been awesome seeing Rebecca kind of like grow and morph into a PC Master Race player. There's an in-dev fan codex for the Transformers as a 40k tabletop army, though I'm more invested in the lore written for it. It has some cool scenes. Does that codex have lore? Could you send that to me? Because that actually sounds cool.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, mouse and keyboard superior. Yeah, that's Rebecca. She, we tried playing co-op on the couch. Halo Infinite with not like campaign, but like squad battle, because you know by this point Rebecca was pretty competent at squad battle, and we were like, let's play split screen on the couch. And she took the controller, and it was like 4 or 5 minutes in, she was like, I can't play this, and she just like gave up. Yeah, she just mouse and keyboard. I keep all that crap on for the atmosphere. Yeah, that's where I am too. I feel like what's super weird is I get motion sickness in the car. Like bad, violent car sickness. But when it comes to motion blur, screen shake and stuff, I'm fine. That stuff doesn't really affect me. Maybe because I'm like used to it. So I tend to keep that stuff on because I'm like, I like my game looking like a movie, kind of. But it's also opened us up to the wider world of like accessibility options. We tried playing Overwatch 2, and that game made her so motion sick she had to step outside. Like, you know, she began getting like the cold sweats, the kind of like that, like, you know, that, like, hot starvation when you're so hungry that you actually start to feel, like, hot, you know, like you start sweating a little bit, you're so hungry. She began feeling that in her stomach, and eventually she just, like, she had to step outside because she was going to throw up. And that was Overwatch 2. And we haven't played Overwatch 2 since, and I don't think we have any interest in playing Overwatch 2. Halo 3 MP, for some reason, is the only Halo game that gives me a headache, even with a high FOV. It might be because Halo 3 has, like, built-in engine motion blur, like a simulated radial blur. Basically, like, the center of your screen in Halo 3 is crystal clear, but the edges of it, when you start moving, will have a blur effect applied to them. So that might be some of it. What's your favorite looking Halo game apart from Halo Infinite? Probably Halo 3. Like, just the aesthetic of Halo 3. Like, the golden sun rays and stuff. That might be my favorite. Oof. Halo Reach. Halo Reach, I wish had a bit more color to it. Not that, you know, I want Halo to be like a juicy, hyper-saturated, like, you know, Marble Blast game, but I would like, I just like my Halo with a little bit more color than Reach offered. But I also get that that wasn't the point of Reach. Try shoving the weapon to the bottom right corner so you can barely see it and see if that helps. In Overwatch? Well, that's what we did in Halo Infinite. Rebecca and I jumped into Tactical Slayer because that's around the time when she was becoming competent with the assault rifle here, and so it was time for her to start learning other weapons. And we jumped into Tactical Slayer, and she was having a hard time hitting people, and it's because, well, the battle rifle's huge. It takes up literally 1/4 of your screen. So we went into the options menu of Halo Infinite, and we shoved that weapon right into the bottom right, you know, kind of shrunk it away, and immediately she could see people and start killing people with the battle rifle. So that's one of the things about Halo Infinite that I've actually really appreciated, is, like, good accessibility options here. Rebecca has not gotten motion sick once playing Halo Infinite. Have you played Fear? And if so, what do you think of its expansions? Fear 1, I love. Fear 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. The expansions are a bit, like, not the biggest fan. They're definitely inoffensive, I think, but not the biggest fan of them. Fear 2, not really my cup of tea, and Fear 3, I have no interest in playing. Love Halo 3. Been playing it recently on the 360 a lot. Man, Halo 3 on the 360, that's an experience. You've got the Halo 3 without the shadow bugs, because the MCC version of Halo 3, there's actually some issues with its shadows, as well as various other things, but... What happened to that Fallout video you were going to do at one point for the laser rifle? Oh man, I don't think I ever committed to doing that, but I definitely was keen on doing that. The approach I'm going to be taking for the Evolution videos is trying to speed up my production process. Like, because the slowest thing about making the Evolution videos, if I can be completely honest, is the research for it. I take too long researching, and I take too long waiting for everything to be perfect, if that makes sense. Like, at a certain point, I do need to be confident in the information I've gathered and just start writing. if I can speed that up, and definitely I think Rebecca I'll have her be on my ass. It's the writing. That is always the thing that slows it down. I just need to write.
Hill control. Your team about to score.
I haven't played Fear 2 yet or 3, but I'm currently going through Perseus Mandate, and I think it's kind of lame. Extraction Point was way better, in my opinion. Yeah, Perseus Mandate is a poop from a butt, but Extraction Point was actually pretty decent. I also liked the fact that Extraction Point just straight up had like a bad ending. Because it wouldn't really be good, like, Eastern horror if Extraction Point ended on a happy note. You know, there isn't a single Eastern horror movie where everything worked out fine and everyone made it out alive.
Your power items are ready for pickup.
Enemy team scored.
Let me
Incoming. Hill
grab this, and then I will just keep everybody away from the hill. Oh god. Well, he saw me, so that's the end of my my run. How do you guys still play a game that doesn't even have career stats and has 4-month-long seasons? Pathetic. I wouldn't say pathetic, but I will say it is silly that the career mode is a little bit unfinished. But thankfully, like, there's enough aspects of the game, especially when playing with, you know, somebody that you really like, to where I do have a good time with it, even though it is unfinished. Here we go. I'm going to grab these.
enemy team took the hill.
What's your opinion on the Doom's Year Zero leak? In my opinion, the next Doom should be Quake instead. I'm in the same boat as well. I'd love to see Quake and Doom finally, like, you know, finally just come out and admit that they're in the same universe to an extent.
Nearing victory. Enemy team took the hill.
But the Doom Year Zero stuff, I mean, that's just a name that could mean anything. I can only assume Year Zero means that it will be almost entirely fictional. Like, it'll probably be in the it'll probably be like some more like primordial hell versus heaven type stuff without the Doomslayer, and I'd imagine that what they will probably do is have you make your own Doomslayer. Late night, buddy, welcome back, says ASAP. It's good to be back, friend. Modern Warfare 3 makes Season 5 for Halo completely irrelevant. In terms of the greater landscape, I would be inclined to agree, because I don't think people would ditch Call of Duty unless Modern Warfare 3 really drops the ball for Halo Infinite, but at least for the Halo Infinite players, Season 5 should be exciting. Modern Warfare 3, though, I'm definitely trying to think of how I feel about it. Because I am excited about the prospect of all the maps being remakes of Modern Warfare 2 maps, which means, you know, hopefully we won't have, like, you know, kind of like bland 3-lane stuff. But, I don't know, $70 for what is essentially DLC for Modern Warfare 2? Might have missed my last super. That might be the case. Will do. Coolest scene hands down is the fall of Cybertron. Autobots and Decepticons united versus the full might of the Great Crusade era Imperium of Man. Oh, is that what makes Cybertron fall in the 40K? That's cool, actually. The fall of Cybertron was not done by the Transformers themselves. It was rather an invasion. Are the Decepticons and Autobots allied in the 40K universe? Something I will say about Modern Warfare 3, I am a little bit interested in it because it looks more like Modern Warfare, like the Modern Warfare reboot from 2019, which I really liked. I didn't really like Modern Warfare 2 that much. I thought that it was like they went a little bit too crazy with the gunsmith system to the point that it felt more like an RPG, like leveling up a character and min-maxing stats, and it was like literally anything I put on my gun slows down my aiming down the sight speed by half. As well as just like, this is more of like a personal thing, you know? I get that like not everyone cares about it and stuff. I like Call of Duty games that are kind of like set in contemporary times or historical, any point in history, so that I can use guns that do exist or did exist at one point. So with Modern Warfare 2019, there were a lot of real guns in that game, but Modern Warfare 2, the new one, most of the guns in that game just don't actually exist. And so it's kind of like, is it really modern warfare? None of the equipment is modern. It's all fictional, you know? The guns in this game are about as real as the guns from Black Ops 3. Like, they're all fake. They're all fictional. And I can't quite get past that. You know, I just want to use a Scar H in Modern Warfare. I don't want to use, you know, whatever their fake Scar is. I just want to use the real Scar. COD literally has seasons 2 times as fast as Halo. COD seasons are only 48 to 55 days, which Halo could never pull off. It takes them 120 days, which is insane. Yeah, definitely Halo seasons do need to be a little bit quicker, but I also understand that Halo Infinite, it had its chance, you know? So it's more like, I'm enjoying my time with Halo Infinite, and I'm not going to expect it to ever improve. Definitely, though, for the next Halo title, I would hope that they'd have faster seasons and, like, I guess more of a plan thought out for their live service. Remember when COD had real weapon names? I do. But I also understand that that got them into a lot of legal trouble, because something that's kind of, like, interesting about video games is, you know, people didn't really take video games that seriously. So you could get away with, like, a lot of stuff in video games. And it wasn't until Modern Warfare 2 when real-world weapon manufacturers, military gear manufacturers and stuff, like, all of these companies started to, like, notice that, like, Call of Duty has been getting away with using Remington. You know, as well as, like, even if I remember right, for Modern Warfare 2, they actually got into some legal trouble because of a specific brand of combat boot, as well as a type of Jeep that was in that game. And they did not, you know, they did not pay, I guess, to use that name. And so they got in trouble for it. And then for Call of Duty Ghosts, they got in a lot of trouble because they straight up used Remington, which they did not reach out to beforehand. They just, you know, plopped one of Remington's weapons into the game and even used their name. And I guess it's become increasingly more like these weapons manufacturers, you know, like equipment makers and stuff, they are noticing how much money the video game industry brings in now. So now they are cracking down on games that use their material without, you know, properly requesting a license to use it, I guess.
Enemy team took the hill.
But then it gets into some weird territory where it's like the AK-47, the Kalashnikov, Like that is like genericized, if I recall. Like you can't copyright the AK because there are thousands of AK variants out there that are all made by their own like companies and stuff. Like the AK-47 is just genericized at this point. So it's weird then that Modern Warfare 2 has to have a fictional version of the AK-47. Like that was one that they didn't need to use a fake version of.
Enemy team took the hill.
In the famous words of the Trumpster, everything woke goes to shit. Also in the famous words of the Trumpster, I did everything right and they indicted me. Call it the Remington with 2 N's and get it over with. Nah, I think that would be a little bit too close. You'd have, you know, legal people breaking down the doors and being, Mr. Call of Duty, you owe us some money.
Team scored. Hill ready.
Yeah, one of the people actually, back when I did the evolution of Call of Duty's ray gun, I was actually able to get in touch with an ex-developer of Call of Duty who worked at Treyarch until he switched over to Infinity Ward, and actually worked at Infinity Ward from Modern Warfare 3 up to the Modern Warfare reboot. So that kind of like hot decade of Infinity Ward's time. And he remembers there was a lot of like excitement about Infinite Warfare because it meant they wouldn't have to deal with like securing trademarks for all of these guns. Like most of their guns could be fictional. And when they did the Modern Warfare reboot, they began designing everything with a backup plan. Like basically if Papa Activision could not secure the rights to certain weapons, then they had a backup fictional variant of that weapon, like ready to go, basically. But they were all aware going into the Modern Warfare reboot that they probably would not be allowed to have a completely authentic weapon list. It would just be like too expensive. Is he the reason Infinity Ward doesn't make any good games? Oh, I'd say Infinity Ward makes great games. The Modern Warfare reboot was awesome. Infinite Warfare, even in hindsight, I think it might be my favorite of the Jetpack era Call of Duty games. Not in terms of like, you know, like the core multiplayer and the decisions made about it, but as a package, I think Infinite Warfare, when you buy it, the campaign, the zombies experience, and the multiplayer all wrapped up into one. That was probably the one that I was the most satisfied with. So I do think Infinity Ward can make good Call of Duty games. I kind of miss Advanced Warfare Zombies. Advanced Warfare Zombies was fun. It was a hot mess, but it was fun. Black Ops 1 Zombies is my personal favorite Call of Duty Zombies. Black Ops 1 was a good zombies mode. World at War is my personal favorite. With obviously Black Ops 1 and 2, Infinite Warfare is up there. I also like World War II Zombies quite a bit. Black Ops 3 also there. Hey, Late Night, I just got to say, I really like your new editing style. It's really chill and relaxing. I appreciate that. That's good to hear, man. If you've got any good lo-fi chill step music, I'd love to hear it, you know? Send me any links you got in my DMs. I'd love some more music to use in the videos. Yeah, the new editing style, it is very fun to make videos like that. What about Extinction? Oh, dude, Extinction I don't put in the same camp as Zombies. I know the Call of Duty community does, but Extinction, it's its own thing, okay? Just because it is a third game mode does not mean it is zombies. It's like how I'm not going to compare Spec Ops to zombies or survival mode to zombies, you know? Extinction's its own beast, and Extinction is very good, and I wish that Modern Warfare 3 had Extinction return instead of zombies. How is Black Ops 1 Zombies bad? Black Ops 1 Zombies is great. The only thing I think could potentially, the only argument that could potentially be made about Black Ops 1 Zombies is the weapon list and the way that the weapons were integrated was not the best. I do believe that the mystery box should have had wall weapons in it. Because in Black Ops 1, weapons on the wall did not show up in the mystery box, and I don't think that was a good choice. And I think that weapons on the wall, some of them just did not have enough ammo. But Black Ops 1, pretty good zombie mode. Black Ops 2, pretty good zombie mode. Had, you know, some weird maps, and I think it, outside of town, it really lacked just a strong core, no-nonsense map. Like, every map in Black Ops 2 had a gimmick to it. Except for town, and even town, one could argue, was, you know, the lava as a gimmick. Like, Black Ops 1, I wish that proposed DLC 5 did happen. If you guys don't know, for Black Ops 2, Treyarch actually originally pitched to Activision during Ghost's life cycle having a Resurrection 2 DLC, which would have included Nocturne Toten, Varuk, Shinonuma, and Darius for Black Ops 2. But Activision said no. It needed something like Nocturne Toten or Darius. Missed the super again. Damn it. Here, let me go back up. All culminating in Optimus Prime... Oh, let me see. All culminating in Optimus Prime and Megatron versus the God Emperor of Mankind. The former two go missing, and Cybertron ends up sucked into the Eye of Terror. Dude, that sounds awesome. That sounds like ripe for like the Transformers community in 40K to like build out stories from there. You know, like not just like leave it at that. Like kind of like how IDW Transformers got just crazy by the end of its run. Oh boy. Black Ops 3 base map sucked. Yeah, Shadows of Evil, that was not a good launch map. That was not that it was a bad map, but Shadows of Evil fundamentally at its core misunderstood what makes a good launch map for zombies. Shadows of Evil was loud when it should have been more subtle. It was bloated and overproduced when it should have been a little bit more humble, I guess. It should have been just like a very focused horde wave experience. That way, when you're exhausted after playing the multiplayer for hours, you can close out the night with a quick game of zombies. You can't really do that in Black Ops 3 with Shadows of Evil. And the Giant was locked behind a DLC wall. Kinda. Some still wear the badges of the old war and perpetuate it at times, but most are focused on surviving the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Okay, so the Optimus is still kind of missing, same with Cybertron. Hey, Late Night, I'm currently making Master Chief armor and enjoying the stream. Keep up the good work, man. Good to hear, Tyler Grinds. Which Master Chief is it, if you don't mind me asking? Infinity Ward's emphasis on the games being gritty and realistic has made the campaign so boring. Nothing will compare to the storming of the White House in the original Modern Warfare 2 or something like No Russian. I kind of get that, but on the other hand, I don't think Modern Warfare 2 is very gritty or realistic. I think Modern Warfare 2 at points was actually kind of like dumber than the original Modern Warfare 2 in terms of like action nonsense. Like Modern Warfare 2, I think the moment when I decided I was not enjoying the campaign was when it was when Farah showed up, and it was like the Avengers or something. It was like, we're gonna have to ask for help, and then it's like, I know a person. And then it's like cut to Farah in the desert and she's leading like a Mad Max motorcycle gang. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what's happening? And then I'm in like third person and it feels like I'm playing Warzone. And I'm like, what's going on? And then there's like a truck that's throwing out bombs in like a predictable pattern and being like, ha ha ha, you can't catch up to me. Try to dodge these bombs. And they're like glowing red. I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I don't think Modern Warfare 2 was very gritty or realistic. I think its campaign was very stupid. And it felt kind of like more like an ad for Warzone operators than it did like a Call of Duty campaign.
Enemy flags in
Dead Ops Arcade needs a sequel. I agree. Dead Ops Arcade is brilliant. I love Dead Ops Arcade. I don't care. I don't really care if people, don't care for Dead Ops Arcade, but I think it is an important part of the zombies experience. And also, you know what's super like interesting? It's a trend I've noticed. The Call of Duty Zombies community tends to gravitate towards the Black Ops games that coincidentally also have a Dead Ops mode. Okay? Like, let's exclude World at War, okay? Just, please, otherwise my argument's gonna fall apart. Black Ops 1, cult classic, has Dead Ops Arcade. Black Ops 2, that was the bad one with Transit, no Dead Ops Arcade. Black Ops 3, God tier mode, also has Dead Ops Arcade. Black Ops 4, that one sucked. No Dead Ops Arcade, continuing to Cold War and Vanguard. I think Dead Ops Arcade is the key to the community liking zombies. Obviously, that's me being silly, but it's a bizarre coincidence that I've noticed. Oh boy. It's the Halo Infinite armor style, not the Reclaimer armor style. Okay, so it's Infinite's Master Chief? Nice. Is it? Are you trying to go for almost like 1-to-1? Do you think the Halo TV show will learn from Season 1's mistakes? I assume that the Halo TV show is going to kind of end up like Star Trek Discovery, where it's like every single season has a new list of producers and writers, and every single season is a new course correction. Because people don't really like Star Trek Discovery, but they got to keep making it so that people, keep subscribing. And I assume that's part of why the Halo TV show is being renewed. They got to keep making content for Paramount Plus, or people won't subscribe to it. So it's one of those. It's like the most streaming services are actually not profitable. And they're kind of almost like operating on the logic of, according to our trajectory, by 2028, we'll finally hit our first profit. We just need 59 more shows. And each show will have a budget of $5 million per episode. It's just like keep sinking money into it until one day, hopefully, you'll begin making a profit. And that profit never comes, and Megatron as well. In the absence of leadership, Autobots and Decepticons alike have been fractured into sub-factions with different motivations and methods. See, that's prime for no pun intended. Prime for some like fun robot melodrama right there. That's cool. I didn't know that 40K's Transformers stuff goes that hard. So soon, hopefully, I will watch the Halo TV show. Rebecca and I want to watch the Halo TV show with my mother-in-law, and we are not going to say anything about its quality. Okay, anything. We're not going to complain about it. We're not going to be like, oh God, here's the part where Master Chief has sex with a war prisoner. We're just going to be quiet and hear what she thinks about it. So that's going to be a very interesting experience to like witness firsthand what a non-Halo fan thinks about the Halo TV show.
opponent was impact intolerant. At your earliest convenience, please collect power weapons.
World at War is what zombies should have been. The direction from Black Ops 1 onwards was terrible. You know what's interesting? The guy who created World at War Nazi Zombies actually thinks the same thing. He remembers loading up Pentagon for Black Ops 1 and thinking, what the hell did they do to my game mode? Granted, I obviously have different opinions, but like I understand also that as the guy who made the zombies mode, he has very strong opinions about what it should be. He left during Varrock's production. Basically, he is the one that got Nocturne Totem created, was sort of fired, basically, for making Nocturne Totem. But since then, you know, his story has been kind of like whitewashed by Activision and Treyarch. They've like prettied it up. It was actually it's given me like a newfound appreciation for Nazi zombies in World at War, understanding the development cycle of it and how not actually fun it was to make it. And that's part of why that guy actually left Treyarch and went over to Infinity Ward, because they were coming for his head, basically. They were not happy that he made Nazi zombies. And that Nazi zombies kind of outshined their... You know, it's a whole fucking story. I can get into it. I'll leave the name out, but I can get into the story of what happened with World at War Nazi Zombies. But whenever you hear like those talks, I think Mark Lamia gave a talk a couple years ago about the creation of Nazi zombies. It was very sanitized, and he left out some very key details about the mode's creation. And of course, you know, you have some of the Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3 DLC stuff where Blundell would go on zombie YouTube channels and talk about the mode's creation, which is not how the mode was created. It was not as fun as he made it seem, and in fact, he contributed a lot to the stress and has since kind of like retroactively inserted himself into the mode's creation.
Enemy flags in allied hands.
Zombies having a story is the dumbest thing ever. I don't think zombies having a story is the dumbest thing ever. I think zombies having a narrative is dumb. Zombies can have background lore behind the maps that you play on, but I think having like a central story with cutscenes and a soundtrack and everything, that's where I think zombies is like, it doesn't need this production value. Like you're distracting from the core focus of the mode, you know? And yes, Shockwave utterly despises this maddeningly illogical universe where the Imperium can throw a billion guardsmen bodies at their problems and win. That's funny that Shockwave doesn't like the 40k universe. And Shockwave, I assume, is built off the IDW one, the like cold logic one. He's not the lovable Megatron simp from Generation 1, as well as the spy from Transformers Animated. Do it right or not at all. Well, the problem is I don't think Zombies has done its narrative right ever. Its narrative was at its best in World at War and to an extent Black Ops 1, when it was more or less background lore that you had to find for yourself. In Black Ops 2, the story began getting stupid when it took center stage, and then Black Ops 3 feels like fan fiction. At least to me. Opinion on Chief being in Siege? Pretty cool. It's cool that Master Chief's going to be in Siege. It might actually make me dive into Siege again and see what, you know, kind of happened with the game, I guess. I miss the feeling of being stuck in a claustrophobic map with that old feeling of hopelessness. Like, if you were to escape the map, there would be nowhere to go. Yeah, that was what that guy, the guy who made the World at War Nazi Zombies mode, his take on the direction zombies went in. He said what he felt was key to the zombies experience was you're on the defensive. You're it's the feeling of like inside the building is safety, the zombies are outside and the outside is not safe, and they're trying to get inside and make your safe place not safe. Like, that's where the horror comes from, you know, like, oh my god, they're breaking in, the boards are falling, crap, we gotta fall back, you know, they have that room, and like the zombies are just swarming after you, and you get overwhelmed because they all pour in through the windows. When your Nazi zombie maps start you outside and the zombies are just coming out of the ground in the spawn room, at that point you're kind of like, you're pursuing an action style of design where it's just kind of like running around like a chicken with your head cut off and not really defending anything. Like, zombies is at its strongest when you are trying to protect yourself. You know, keep boarding up those windows. Don't let them get inside. The man, the myth, the legend, late night gaming. It says Insanity Gamer X. Where the hell would we be if Mob of the Dead didn't have a narrative? I feel like zombies would be in a very different situation. It's crazy to think what would happen to zombies. I think zombies probably would have eventually started to have more narrative-focused stuff, but I don't think it would have ever gotten as, I guess, like, loud. Hey, Insanity Gamer X just joined the channel. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining, man. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for your membership. Look, guys, we finished the Battle Pass. And you're here for this amazing event. All right, let's switch over to the Infection Battle Pass. Battle Pass. All right. Let's start. I guess now that, like, my Season 3 Battle Pass is done, let's start putting work into this Hazmat Core. Kinda. It takes a blended media approach to character depictions. G1, animated, aligned continuity, the live action films, etc. are all drawn upon. Interesting. How are the live action films drawn upon? Because I know those are kind of like hard to draw upon, because like it's just, how do you put like a Michael Bay Transformer next to like Transformers animated Bumblebee, you know? Yeah, okay, let's start working on this hazmat suit. I'll equip it. Let me see if my boost is still up. Okay, I got one match left until I need to refresh the boost. Let's do Big Team Social. That was good fun, actually, with Rebecca. Big Team Social was pretty decent. Vrook does peak zombies horror, in my opinion. Yeah. Favorite zombies character? Mine is Nikolai. When I was younger, I would have said Richtofen, but as I've gotten older and like my sense of humor has changed, I've actually found like the original cast of Nazi zombies to be pretty obnoxious now. And I've actually gotten to the point now where I kind of prefer Nocturne Toten. Like, I think it's scarier when my characters aren't constantly making jokes and yelling. Just like the silence and all that fills the ears are the zombies screaming. Add Tech Pawn back. Oh, okay. Here we go. See if I can find him. Where are you, Tech Pawn? Can't find you. Maybe I'm scrolling too fast. But you should be in recent players, right? Yeah, I can't find you. Oh, is it? Why is it alphabetically organized? Here. Yep, there you are. All right. Blended characterizations rather than aesthetics, e.g., the Bayverse's depiction of Drift, Hound, and Crosshairs are part of Grimlock's Knights of Prime. Got it. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. The problem with zombies being defensive is that's when the gameplay accidentally lent itself to training them, which turned people's attention from being defensive to weaving in and out aggressively. I agree there, and I think one of the ways that they could have solved that actually is leaning more into, I think, so Verrückt, what makes Verrückt work pretty well is the fact that the zombies are very fast and the maps are so close quarters, and specifically there's a mechanic in World at War, and I don't understand like the under the hood stuff, but my guess is the reason this happens is because the zombies operate off of like knife logic. You know, in World at War, if you knife another player, you get like magnetized to them. And I assume the logic is supposed to be that it's like your knife going into them and then you have to like pull it out. You know, you're physically attached to them for a brief moment. So when a zombie swipes you, you slow way down and the zombie like sticks to you while it's hitting you. That mechanic, what is good about it is that it does encourage you to stay away from them because they're just going to magnetize to you and slow you down, and then 2, 3, 4, and then you get swarmed, you know, because you slowed down just enough. And then in Black Ops, they got rid of that slowdown, so you can just weave in and out of zombies. And then Black Ops 3, they removed a sprint debuff when you take damage, so it's even easier than before to kind of weave in and out of zombie hordes. I think they should have lent more into the idea of if one zombie catches you from a horde, like the whole horde's going to catch up and kill you. And even playing with like zombie speeds and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you guys have played Zombie Army, but something that's pretty cool about Zombie Army is the way that it can get that defense gameplay style out of you just by sheer numbers of zombies. Like in Zombie Army, you've got bolt action sniper rifles and stuff like that, so already your fire rate is pretty limited. And there's like 300 zombies at any given point, but they're all walking very slowly. But 300 of them slowly approaching you, and the only way to kill them is with a headshot. If you get body shots, there's a chance they'll just get right back up. So it's like you slowly getting overwhelmed by them. I feel like, Call of Duty Zombies, like that's an approach they could have gone, is rather than like making the zombies faster and faster and faster and faster, they could have actually slowed them down a tad and started focusing more on like making their bodies tanky and making a lot more of them spawn at any given time. That way you kind of feel forced into a corner, and it's kind of like you realize very slowly that you're about to be overwhelmed. World War Z is good too. Yeah, that's one I want to play with Rebecca, World War Z. Especially since Rebecca tried playing Left 4 Dead, and she got pretty motion sick because of the insanely low field of view in that game. And, like, I know, that we could probably modify the game to have a higher field of view, but it's almost, like, easier to just straight up play a game with that stuff built in from the offset. And World War Z is third person, got pretty good accessibility options, so that one seems to be a contender for us. How's the stream going so far? Pretty great. Pretty great. Not gonna lie. Lots of fun conversations being had. Oh boy. This is bad. This is bad. I'm atrocious with the Halo sniper rifle. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. Guys, please don't watch. That was embarrassing. I'm humiliated that that was streamed. Yeah, I don't understand games that don't have FOV sliders. Well, specifically games like Left 4 Dead, where it's like, once upon a time, PC ports were pretty atrocious. Like, the old Call of Duties just didn't have field of view sliders, and that was, like, accepted. But now, like, standards have gotten to the point where it's, you know, in part because of YouTubers like Total Biscuit, who are really important about pushing the issue of, like, motion sickness from field of view. Like, I feel like it's very weird that Valve hasn't, like, you know, gone back to Left 4 Dead 2 and maybe updated the options to include a field of view slider. Left 4 Dead has a built-in field of view slider. It does not, not in the options menu. You have to actually open up the console and type in the command to expand your field of view. But I'm not sure if it stays that way forever, but it's, at that point, it's like just included in the options, because for Rebecca already, it's kind of like she just wants to kind of be able to pick up a game and play it. And for games like Left 4 Dead, it's really obnoxious when you have to open up the console to get the field of view to a point where she won't get motion sick from whipping the view around. Can't believe Starfield didn't have one. Right? Fallout 76 got roasted alive for not having a field of view slider, and Bethesda was bullied into including one eventually. So it is insane to me that they did it again with Starfield. Just, you know, game doesn't have a field of view slider.
Pack complete. Let's go.
Oh, it's about to come. The overshields. Now watch me get into another... Oh, it's a cloak. Watch me get into another embarrassing sniper duel. I suck too at the sniper rifle. Don't feel too bad. Okay, it's not just me then. And what's weird is the Combat Evolved... It's the hit scan snipers that I suck with. The Halo Combat Evolved sniper rifle and the Halo 3 sniper rifle I'm good with. Well, good with on keyboard and mouse. But Halo 2's... Halo Reach's... I'm okay with the Reach one. Halo 4's and Halo 5's and definitely Halo Infinite's. I'm pretty bad at these sniper rifles. So, LNG, what's your take on the recent Microsoft leaks? Dude, the Microsoft leaks are hilarious. Like, some of the stuff that Microsoft says in those emails is, like, ridiculous. Like, them wanting to buy Nintendo and Phil Spencer, like, saying, it would be the purchase of my career. It's like, yeah, dude. Oh, and also him saying that, Nintendo will come around eventually. They can't rely on, their games being locked to their hardware forever. Him saying that 4 months before Animal Crossing New Horizons releases and becomes, like, the highest selling video game ever. Like, some of the stuff in those emails is hilarious. One second. Oh. It's time again for that Miss Super Chat reminder from me. Blended characterizations rather than... Oh, I think I did... Oh, wait. I think I did respond to that the characterizations are blended. Like, Bayverse depictions of Drifthound and Crosshairs are part of Grimlock's Knights of Primus. I forgot, was Grimlock... Apart from being ugly as sin in the Michael Bay movie, was Grimlock supposed to be like he was a knight, right? For some reason? In the Michael Bay, I barely remember that movie. God, Transformers Animated is so good. Well, yeah, I should prefix that with the first 2 seasons of Transformers Animated are so good. Will 343 ever pass the torch, do you think? I doubt it. What I expect is 343 will almost return to what they were like during the Bungie days, where they're more of like a publishing arm for the Halo IP, like licensing it out and overseeing the production of Halo games from other game development studios. I remember people being worried that Halo Infinite support might get canceled or sidelined for another game. Do you think that's still going to be the case with how the game's been getting better? It is the case. 343 is already building a team and scoping out the next Halo game. Like, it's entering pre-production, I guess is the way you could say it. And Halo Infinite, that's not to say Halo Infinite support is canceled, but you will not see a lot of money pumped into Halo Infinite support. Basically, like, I'm expecting Firefight to probably be the largest thing that they'll do for the game, and maybe one other thing that's still being discussed internally for PC players, which seems kind of neat. But that's about it. Like, outside of that, mostly it's just going to be, like, quality of life updates, bug fixing, making sure the game stays, alive, and catering to the existing fan base. You're not going to see campaign DLC. You're not going to see massive reinventions of the game. Like, it's basically, remember Halo 5 after the Warzone Firefight update? How after that was, like, basically it. Like, they would update playlists. They'd maybe do, like, bug fixes every couple of months or something. That's basically where Halo Infinite is entering. A couple more massive content drops, and then from there it's going to be a lot of Forge content, playlist, rotational stuff.
No scope.
All right.
Snipe. This accolade is well deserved.
Tyler F. Yes, that's the answer to your question. He's also one to talk, considering that the Switch is doing really well and the Xbox is not. Yeah, that's also like another thing about this Phil Spencer. I was about to call him Phil Swift. The Phil Spencer things are him, like, talking about Nintendo and chastising them for the way that they do things, but, like, Nintendo is kind of like king of the world. Like, I mean, definitely Nintendo, I do think needs more competition, because, like, the Switch Joy-Con situation is obnoxious. Like how Nintendo can just kind of get away with releasing the Switch with its Joy-Cons. But, like, Nintendo's pretty damn smart. And also it helps that Nintendo games are just, like, also great. Like, I guess, like, Phil Spencer, like, I'll be more willing to hear how he thinks Nintendo is going to fail as a business in the next 8 years if Phil Spencer can release one game that is critically acclaimed. Whereas Nintendo, literally all of their games basically are critically acclaimed.
Initiating breach.
Halo 5's last update was Overtime, not Warzone Firefight. I know that wasn't its last update. What I mean is, remember after Warzone Firefight released, there was a shift in how Halo 5's updates happened. You didn't really see massive shakeups after Warzone Firefight came out. You didn't see, like, a new game mode, like crazy expensive stuff being added. It mostly just became kind of like a maintenance mode. That's what I'm talking about. Halo Infinite is basically going to enter maintenance mode, where for the next couple of years while they make the next Halo game, we're not going to see a lot of money put pumped into Halo Infinite outside of maintaining the game and making sure it's comfortable to play. Nintendo eats, says Rebecca. I completely agree. Something that we need to correct very quickly is we need to get Rebecca the Pokemon DLC, because she has waited too long for it. There are quite a few games that Rebecca has patiently put to the side that in the next month or so, you know, when the YouTube starts getting up off the ground a little bit, you know, our little YouTube reboot happens, that I need to immediately get for her because she's a princess and an angel. I'm curious what the next Halo will look like. I have some theories, and these theories are mostly based off of like conversations with like both ex-developers and current developers. And these theories aren't me saying this is currently what the plan is. This is more like the kind of conversations, the vibe at the studio, the vibe at Microsoft is Halo Infinite failed to capture wide mainstream audiences. And that's kind of why they canceled the seasonal stories and stuff, because like internally, like Halo Infinite failed. It's time to get to work on the sequel. So Halo Infinite will not be a 10-year game. They're going to be switching to the Unreal Engine, most likely because the Bungie engine that they inherited, it's proprietary technology, so it was made by Bungie for Bungie. And Bungie was a studio that, you know, had some contractors, but they were all in-house. They were developers that had worked there for years, whereas Microsoft makes heavy use of the contractor system. So it's like you work at the studio for a couple of years and then you're gone. Unless you want to renew your contract. And getting contract workers is really annoying because this engine is not open source like Unreal or not open source, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not well documented publicly because it's a secret engine. It's used by the studio. So when these contract workers come in, like half a year is them getting used to the tool set of an engine they've never worked with before. And then they can get to work. Versus if 343 keeps the contractor system, switching to the Unreal Engine, which most game developers are familiar with, they can get on board a lot quicker and get to work much faster. So they're ditching the Bungie engine so that they can use the Unreal Engine, which means the next Halo is probably going to feel kind of off because it's going to be a new game engine. And also on top of that, the next Halo title will most likely be a soft reboot. Another one. Oof. Excuse me. Another soft reboot for the series. Because, like, the 4v4 Slayer stuff, the 8v8 team battle stuff, unfortunately, it's just not, like... When you look at, like, Twitch and stuff like that, everyone's going crazy about the Battle Royales, and what Microsoft wants is... Microsoft doesn't want Halo to kind of be, what the hell is going on? Okay, let me reset the game quickly. Microsoft doesn't want Halo to just appeal to a very niche audience. It wants Halo to rival Fortnite. It wants Halo to be the next big thing. And so in order to do that, basically they're probably going to reinvent Halo, you know, a reimagining, and change up the Halo formula. It'll probably be something more like Warzone, more like Fortnite, even like single player campaign stuff. Like, you know, they're not adding campaign DLC to Halo Infinite, like, because that's like expensive and not worth the production costs. What'll probably happen in the next Halo game is the narrative will be weaved into the multiplayer experience, kind of like Warzone. Haven't we had 4 soft reboots already? We've had... Halo Infinite's the only soft reboot I can think of. I mean, Halo 4 soft rebooted everything and was kickstarted the new story. And then there was Halo Infinite. Has Joe Staten left 343 completely, or is he working on the next game? Joe Staten left 343 completely. He was politely asked to pack his bags and get out. And there is quite a bit of drama behind why he left. A lot of like really messed up stuff that happened behind the scenes, which is why he didn't stay. You know, he returned to Microsoft Publishing, but then he left Microsoft Publishing and immediately went to work at Netflix. You know, Netflix's game division. Like, he still wants to make games. There's a reason that he did not want to stay with Microsoft, because he was pretty cheesed about what happened behind the scenes. So unfortunately, yeah, Joe Staten's work is not going to factor into whatever the next Halo game is going to be, which sucks. Sucks a lot. Playing Armored Core 6 and having full customization over my Armored Core and then loading up Infinite and being unable to pick colors is a unique kind of depressing, LOL. Oh, man, dude, I want to play Armored Core so bad. I wish it was within my budget, but it's not. There's a lot of games that I missed this year. Netflix has a game division? They do. Believe it or not, they do. And Joe Staten is now making a game for Netflix. Isn't that crazy? We'll all miss Joe Staten. Yeah. Especially now, the position Joe was in with Halo Infinite, I think, was awful. You know, you have like this unfinished game at launch, and I understand now the story that he was trying to tell with Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and the way that it was kind of like having like a narrative reason for all the new modes, the new inclusions and stuff like that. And it is a fun idea, the Halo universe interrupting the multiplayer experience. And unfortunately, it took too long to get up off the ground. And Joe Staten was the fall guy for, you know, Halo Infinite's live service production failures. And definitely some of that, I do think Joe Staten, like, from what I understand, like, he's a very good storyteller and understands, like, the nature of telling a story, but he's not a game director, you know, like, that's not really his area of expertise. And things definitely could have moved faster. And it's just a shame that, you know, this is basically like the end of his work, I guess, on the Halo franchise after a brief return. Now, hopefully the next Halo story is good, because I actually liked Halo Infinite's story quite a bit. I know that right now the Halo subreddit, they're arguing and complaining, and I know that there are the theories about mendicant bias being cut from the story, which are not true. But I like Halo Infinite's story. I still think it's really good. I want to see Fernando again. I don't necessarily think, like, the Endless will be, like, super important going forward, because I do think they're going to push more into, like, the live service, like, PvP Warzone type of story, where it's, like, you know, Spartans fighting each other and things happening in the Battle Royale space, which is disappointing, but I don't know, they were setting up some fun stuff. This year has absolutely been stacked, and I have to catch up to it eventually. Yeah, there's been a lot of good games released this year. Dead Space, Resident Evil Remake, of course, Tears of the Kingdom being the craziest one. Then on top of that, Starfield. Lies of P also snuck up out of nowhere. And then on top of that, we got the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC.
Your enemy
Why does the future of Halo always have to be so grim? Hopefully it's going to be less grim going forward. The main thing that sucked about the Infinite campaign was that nothing really happened. It felt so inconsequential and non-cinematic. Definitely non-cinematic. I'll agree with that, but I wouldn't say nothing happened. I'd say, like, nothing happened in the same realm that, like, nothing happened in Empire Strikes Back. Like, what, they ran away from Darth Vader for an hour and a half, and then Luke got his hand cut off. And then the movie ended. Like, a lot did happen in Halo Infinite, but it was all character-driven stuff. And Halo typically is a lot more fun when it's more action stuff and more like, I guess, like, theatrical, borderline operatic type stuff happening. Where it's like tales of betrayal and war and revenge and, like, you know, Halo Infinite was a lot more, like, quiet and character-focused. And I don't think it makes for the most interesting Halo story for a lot of people, but I liked it.
Your team is close to total control.
Zone captured. Lock-on successful.
Double kill.
Pride and adoration. Capturing.
A whole species got blown up through a hologram. Well, I'd say that's more of like the whole species still got blown up. The way you saw it was through a hologram, but it got blown up. You know, that's a thing that happened. Like, going forward, the Brute homeworld is gone. Whether you literally saw it or saw it through a hologram, it still happened and we still witnessed it. We saw the way the Guardians surrounded the planet and stuff. That's more, unfortunately, I think, a limitation of, like, the narrative storytelling direction that they went with, which I don't necessarily think was the strongest decision. I assume they did that as a response to the backlash to Halo 5 story and how weak it was. And I get the logic. The logic is, like, wow, Halo 5 story was pretty bad and not very character-driven. We need to make a story that's more character-driven. We need to really focus on the characters. Really, really focus on the characters. Let's even make it so that the camera is always with the character. That way it feels like it's the story of Chief as he works his way through the ring. Like, trying to be super, super intimate on just the Chief. And I do think that the limitations of that camera style, it definitely makes it, you know, hard for you to have grand, epic things because it requires the camera leaving the player. And the best they could really do was have, you know, you check in on Atriox, or not Atriox, Escharum every now and then. And even that was pretty limited because, like, the camera can't cut. You can't have dramatic camera reveals and stuff. It all has to be one long take. I wonder if Halo Infinite will ever get a third-person mode. It's possible. Thanks to Forge, you can definitely make a third-person mode for the game with scripting. So it's entirely possible one day we could see 343, you know, do a third-person mode playlist. I think that would be pretty cool, actually.
A team member is capturing a zone.
Your team is close to total
I hope the next Halo game is more focused on other elements of the Halo story, not just focused on a Spartan story. That's something that I'm really bummed about Joe Staten leaving. Because Joe Staten, he also thought that, like, Master Chief was the weakest part of the Halo universe. That's me paraphrasing. But, like, Joe Staten was always more interested in the wider world of Halo. And you could kind of see that in, like, the live service story that he was finally starting to tell in Infinite. Like, we were focused on Oni. We were focused on, like, you know, other companies starting to make illegal AIs using species that aren't human. You know, it's entirely possible we could have gotten into, like, brute culture through Iratus. I mean, I know he didn't have concrete plans past the conclusion of his season 5, but
A team member is capturing a
you know, Justin loved the bigger Halo universe, and unfortunately, I bet the next Halo game will be very laser focused on Spartans.
an ally has
And I suspect it's probably a little bit of like, it's a little bit of branding, is the best way that I can put it, where it's like, you know, you've got like marketing executives, you've got like 45 people from Xbox and Microsoft all sitting in a room, like investors and stuff, and they're like, hey, Halo's the game about the Green Man. What are they called? Spartans or something? Like, you gotta have those. They're the focus of Halo. It's kind of like now how every Star Wars thing is like, someone has to turn on a lightsaber at least once in a Disney show. It's gotta be Luke Skywalker. What? Mark Hamill's 800 years old? Smear his face in computer CGI goo. We're gonna de-age him. He doesn't sound the same? Make a robot impersonate his voice. It's gotta be Luke Skywalker. This is Star Wars. Like, it's just the branding aspect of Halo. We're never gonna get away from Spartan this, Spartan that, Master Chief 117, Green.
an ally's claiming.
If forgeable enemies ever become a reality, I believe it could really change up Halo Infinite for the better. So many possibilities. Dude, I agree. I mean, forgeable AI are coming, and I'm excited. Like, people are going to be able to make their own, like, mini campaign missions and stuff. I'm really excited about that. Somebody already got to work doing, like, the first level of Halo 3. I am positive that we've got somebody working on the Pillar of Autumn as we speak, you know. It would even be cool just to have, like, large-scale Halo Wars 2, like, AI battles, but from first person. Like, try to, like, have, like, those large-scale wars, having, Marines versus Banished.
5 minutes remaining.
Oh, boy. Except for Andor. That's why I liked it. Except for Andor. And unfortunately, Andor did not pull in the viewers that Disney wanted.
Capturing a zone.
You know, it's sad. People say Andor is really good, and it's gotten to the point where I am genuinely interested in watching it, but just, like, I just don't... I'm so tired of, like, the Star Wars cinematic universe that Disney has kind of, like, set up and how interconnected everything is, that just, like, watching Andor, like, you know? Rather watch something else, I guess.
Allies claiming.
I wish Halo became Star Trek and we just got to explore other species going forward. That would be fun. That would be fun. Oh no, the businessman voice again. Oh yeah, my businessman voice. Like he's like a greasy, sweaty guy in a suit with a cigar. We gotta make Halo merch. Put 117 on a pair of socks. Those fans will eat that slop up. Oh, Rebecca and I looked at the Xbox merch website recently for Halo merch.
Enemy is nearing total.
I'm not sure if somebody saw that video that I made, but the merch is a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's not like a coffee mug with 117 on it anymore. There's more color besides green.
Cut down and away. Capturing
Oh boy. I agree, though. Disney is too much, dude. I'm at the point now where I'm like rooting for the end of Disney. Like I'm tired of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm tired of the live action Disney remakes. Like they took The Little Mermaid, which is one of the most beautiful, colorful motion pictures ever made, and they like made it look like a war film because of how desaturated it is. Andrew says, a very bleak picture being painted. I utterly despise PvP gameplay, besides with friends, and this new game looks bent to prioritize it first and foremost. Yeah, it's the like, it's like just this thing that a lot of modern games do where it reminds me a lot of, like, the best way I can describe it is it's like Chuck E. Cheese or like a Dave and Buster's, where it's like the game is a place where you hang out with your friends, spend time with them, and also spend money on in-game currency so that you can buy like hats for yourself. It's basically a digital Dave and Buster's. And that's kind of the direction that a lot of games go in. And I mean, you know, they're a dime a dozen now. And I definitely would love like a more traditional style Halo game, but also like I have a wife that I love. And so where I am, I might have been angry about that idea years ago when I was like sad and alone. But now that I am with somebody who brings me joy, the thought of that actually is like, a Halo that I can just like hang out with my wife in. That sounds like fun. Your businessman voice sounds very Meat Canyon. Who's Meat Canyon? What is that? That's a ridiculous name. That's a good analogy. Yeah, it is a good analogy. I heard it described by a YouTuber named Noah Gervais, and it's on point. Like, Call of Duty Warzone is less of a battle royale mode, and it's more of just like a Dave and Buster's. You know? Catch up with your buddies over some drinks, you know? Give $20 to the so that you can get some currency so you guys can goof off at the machines that are available, you know, and then the end of the night you all part your ways and you go to bed and you're like, man, I missed my friends. We had a good time at Dave and Buster's with guns. Do you think the plasma rifle will return in Halo Infinite? I doubt it, to be honest. I've been wrong before, but that's one that like I really, really, really doubt. Have you ever played Titanfall 2 ever? Of course I played Titanfall 2. Rebecca's currently, she has re-downloaded it, and I need to do the same. It's a shame that the Banished barely have any vehicles and there were no secondary enemies. If the Banished had brute skiffs or new vehicles, it would really allow for more varied vehicle combat. Yeah, the secondary enemies are a little bit odd. One of the level designers told me that he remembered coming into the office one Monday and suddenly the Sentinels were best friends with the brutes and like nobody really understood what was going on. Because at one point you would encounter like the Banished basically having fights in the open world with the Ring's defense systems. I interpret the Sentinels becoming best friends with the Banished as because they show up after the Harbinger rips out the Monitor's brain. So I assume it's the Harbinger basically taking control of the Ring's systems. Which game mode? I want to stream snipe. Go into Big Team Socials. Then you can make sure to teabag me also after you stream snipe me. Do you think if they had playable elites, they would be scaled down a bit for the size of Spartans? Probably. Oh, that's the map we're playing. There we go. How you doing, cute stuff?
Howdy.
Howdy. The explanation is that the Banished are working to repair the ring so the Sentinels are friendly to them, as directed by the sub-monitor. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that's the explanation then. Well, no, okay. No, that does make sense, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, because there are no Sentinel boss fights at the end of the game. I'm thinking of, like, when the That's why, Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, you're right. Yeah, because, the Monitor comes out of nowhere. He's got that big, massive, like, chassis. He's back, you know, and then later on he says, I'm sorry, and then you stop seeing Sentinels as enemy type. Gotcha. Okay. That's something I missed. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, boy. Have I ever played Titanfall 2? Oh, yeah, I already answered that. Yes, I have. Titanfall 2 is very good. How you doing, my love?
Sick.
I'm sorry, honey. Rebecca's got the big sick, guys. We're just swinging these hammers. Accept my apology immediately. Well, I assumed he just said that because he tried to kill you a couple of times. But I guess that makes more sense. He's like, accept my apology for helping the Banished with the entire Ring's army of Sentinels. Man, there were so many cool ideas that were cut from the open world campaign. One of the vistas, or not vistas, but one of the, you know how like there's like birds and stuff in Halo Infinite's campaign? Well, another like dynamic bit of kind of like wildlife, I'd say, is you would be able to see like flocks of Sentinels in the sky, like transporting those like honeycomb things, those like hex pillars. You'd be able to like see them going to and fro about the ring with clusters of hex pillars. At that point in development, if you shot them, nothing happened. Like they were just like indestructible because they were more or less just set dressing. But then they were cut at some point, I think, for performance reasons. Oh boy. Hello? Damn it. Okay. I'll share the pumpkin spice video. Also, just assuming the sub-monitor was unaware of them allying with the Harbinger, just didn't mark them as enemies. No explicit alliance, just a misunderstanding. That's true. Yeah, it was probably less of like allies and stuff. I don't know, man. I'll have to replay the Infinite campaign then with that in mind. Do you think the equipment from Halo Reach should return to Infinite? I think this game, more than any Halo game, you'd probably be able to add back the armor abilities, and it would be like a smooth transition, you know? And then if you wanted to recreate the Reach experience, you just set them to unlimited in customs. I feel like Jetpack would probably just destroy this game, but throw it into customs for people, you know? Do you think birds crap on your Warthog? No, birds would not crap on your Warthog, but there were fish. And at night there would be clusters of fireflies around bushes and stuff. But I think those were also cut for performance-saving reasons. boy. Oh, you're getting on? I love you. Do any of y'all remember Last Spartan Standing? That was such a strange idea. I get Last Spartan Standing, you know, it's like them almost like trying to appease the Battle Royale people, but it just shouldn't have been like the big thing for Season 2, you know? It should have been there alongside like more important modes, I guess, that the game was missing. As much as I want them and hope for them to be back, I don't think we're ever getting playable elites again. Yeah, me neither. Aw, babe. Yeah, is that what you said?
Enemy halfway to victory.
Feels like I can't breathe all the way.
It feels like you can't breathe all the way. Is it in your chest, or is it just how congested you are? Okay. I'm sorry, honey. It was a mini battle royale. I had fun with Last Spartan Standing. It was definitely the wrong mode at the wrong time. You know, it was kind of like a read the room moment where it was people were pretty pissed about the lack of content for half a year. But I did like my time with it. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's getting late? Yeah, I know it's getting late. Probably gonna end the stream after this game, to be honest, guys. So Rebecca and I can get some dinner going. Gotta go. Good night, y'all, says the door from E1M2. Good night, the door from E1M2. It was good talking to you, man. Hi, Dee. Yeah. I think Infinite will be fine long term. And I think it's in a pretty good state right now. It's a lot of fun to play right now. Definitely there's still room for improvement, but especially if you have good people to play with. Last Spartan Standing would have been nicer with squads. Last Spartan Standing with squads could have been fun, but I also think that, like, I feel like Last Spartan Standing with squads might be over too fast, you know? Because there's, like, what, 16 people? And then if you've got squads, that would basically mean there needs to be 8 wipes and then the game is over. Or less than 8 wipes, 7 wipes, and then the game is over, right? If that math checks out. And if you have squads of 2 across this map, I bet you would get to those wipes really, really, really fast. Damn it. Okay. Well, this was a great stream. Y'all have a good night. The Imperial Guard wishes you well, LNG. Thank you, the Imperial Guard. Last Spartan Standing was so shit, even considering how poorly timed it was. I don't think it was shit. I enjoyed my time quite a bit with it, but it was, like, strangely prioritized, I guess, in Halo Infinite's life cycle. It was like, remember that weird asymmetrical mode that they introduced? The one, that was weird. That was was that with Season 3, or was that with, the Winter update? That was also, like, a weird one, where it was like, come on, guys. Where's Infection? Where's Griffball? Where's Assault? What is this? What are you doing? The idea of Last Spartan Standing was neat. Gun game battle royale, but you could easily camp with the pistol and easily win games because you have a bunch of lives. That was definitely the case. It was a neat idea that could have been fleshed out further. All right.
5 minutes remaining.
Let's see who else dares to enter here. Oh my gosh. Anything new coming to Halo soon? Allegedly, next month we're going to get Season 5, and it's going to have Firefight or Extraction. At least play like forgeable AI, which is going to be fun. Wait, does this channel have a Discord? It does have a Discord that is very loosely tied to me by this point, I think. I'm almost scared to go in there now because
I always announce your videos and your streams.
I'm like scared to go in there because I'm like, hey guys.
Me.
Good memes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the late night gaming Discord meme channel is freaking great.
This was the one after the new upload. I mean the new live stream.
What? Yeah, they've got good memes in there.
Boiling would commence and you will be boiled.
Rebecca gets some good ones. One of the great aspects of being married to Rebecca is that my sense of humor, I think, has improved since being with her. I feel like my emoji game, I've gotten pretty okay at being able to use emojis and it being funny. But let's see some of the stuff I got. I don't really see anything that's good for this hazmat core yet in terms of colors, because if it's supposed to be hazmat, I want him to look, well, hazmat-y, you know? So here, let's scroll and see what colors I've unlocked. Okay, nothing too important. Guess I'll throw the number 7 on this one. Well, I guess you can't even see it. Yeah, don't really have anything yet. But I'm sure we'll get there. Oh, I do have this freaking helmet, dude. I love this helmet. It looks like Master Chief if he didn't want to catch COVID. All right. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. In fact, actually, that is inspiring me to check out the... Oh, that looks pretty cool. That looks chiefy, methinks. I think I'll equip this. That one's a little bit too green for my liking. Man, I'm getting lost in the customization. Here, we'll get whatever these things are. We'll equip to them. No good shoulder pad or knee pads yet, methinks. But oh, we got a couple of. Man, I did unlock some good stuff here. I should have been paying attention. Here, we'll do that. Get a bit of a chiefy Spartan look going. That's also. I don't know. Is that, like, decent? How do you guys feel? We'll also get a chiefy, like, visor. Here we go. What do you guys think? Decent? All right. Evolution of the Jackals when before the stream ends? As soon as the AI are in Forge. I'm saying it right now, and tomorrow, mark my words, tomorrow, I am going to choose what the next Evolution video is going to be that will be up in a couple of weeks. Less than a couple of weeks. I'm going to give myself about a 2-week time frame, okay? Alrighty, guys. Until then, thank you for joining the stream. This was a lot of fun. I'll leave you with that Kirby background desktop. I definitely think Halo's PvE future is in modding. I agree with you. since we're starting to get more original experiences than 50 Baby's First Campaign Rebound. Dude, the Steam Workshop really is that. It's like, oh, daring today are we modding community. The 47th Halo 3 rebalanced campaign mod. But really good stream, guys.